Okay, so welcome to the next edition of our Shadowrun game. We are up to session number 47, or as we have it, we are in 2051, and it is the ninth session of 2051. Online today we have Jeremy.
Good evening, all. Yes, I'm playing Desmond Deadshot, the young elf who grew up on the streets of Seattle, thinking he was not much more than gutter scum, but dreamed one day of joining the Ancients. But has since discovered he has more hereditary than he thought he did, and has apparently been selected or inherited a magical suit of armour and motorcycle that apparently has connections with a superhero organisation that he hasn't actually know much about yet. And unfortunately, the Shadowrunning days might have interfered with his plans to join the Ancients when he got holed up in bed for a month by a dragon and missed some important mail. Hopefully it can be fixed.
I'm sure anything can be fixed. Next online we have M.
Hello, I play Bolt, your ever-lovable puppy. I got, I think, pretty messed up at the end of last session, so I honestly don't know what condition I'm in at the moment, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to have the scars to prove it.
Yeah, especially doesn't help that you don't have Mr. Magic on hand to heal all your woes.
I was gonna say, aren't scars like good in showing what a brave alpha dog you are?
Okay, and well, I'm sure scars do help dogs.
Yeah. I'm sure bitches did scars.
You just wanted to say that word on a PG thing. Oh no, wait a minute, this isn't PG, is it?
This is not
Yeah.
PG.
And what's wrong with female hounds?
It's all good. I was just trying to make a joke, not doing a good job of it. You'll get a lot of that today. Actually,
I laughed.
That might not be too far from my normal bad go at jokes.
Okay, so
on
next...
that note, I'm Shadow
Okay,
Star, so that I can introduce myself as Shadow Star.
Hi, Arianda.
Don't. No, I don't have the room for it today. Now I've forgotten everything.
You're Shadow Star.
Yeah.
Or even Arianda.
My brain's
And
gone
just to
blank
confuse
now.
you even more, it's fine, right?
I haven't had coffee yet, so
I will give up my coffee to make you better.
no, I don't. You drink almond milk coffee. That is not coffee. That is almond milk.
I'm sorry, but were we talking about snobbish coffee people before?
Yeah, he has almond milk coffee.
I know how
I just drink regular coffee, regular milk. Yes, I add caramel, but that's it. I can't remember anything about me and who
You
I
are
am.
an elf.
Yeah, that's right. I was going to say, I am not a human. I have pointy ears. I'm an elf. I believe I'm awakened.
Bolt got pointy ear, hasn't it?
Yeah, no, technically. Actually, let's just go with I'm a member of Bolt's pack. And Bolt can make all the decisions and do all the things. That works for me.
That does.
Bolt making the decisions. Now that's the day, isn't it?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Not concerning at all.
That's okay. Bolt will play the stock market for you.
Isn't Desmond the one who plays the stock market? I
Apparently Bolt's making your decisions.
And that brings us to our last player online, Josh.
Hello, I'm Josh. I'm a vlogger. Vlogger being burly chop. Vlogger Not so smart. Flogger's still trying to find doors. Flogger sometime
He
black
doesn't
out.
mean exits.
Flogger sometime black out and things happen. It's Worm's fault.
Makes sense.
Okay, so who wants to do the recap of what happened last session?
We messed up a dragon. We got messed up. Another dragon killed or destroyed my favorite idol. Not that I'm aware of that yet. And that's bolts. Recap done.
No, you did sell that idol.
Oh, I did.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yep. After the dragon messed up the idol and made it not so much fun for Boltzilla to play with anymore, we were able to sell off the idol. So basically, yes, we arrived at the top of the corporate headquarters, or the large headquarters, kind of stuff, that was owned by what we found out was only a regular dragon, who'd stolen our idol, or Orks idol, off us, or after being offering payment, and then decided to steal it instead, and then lock us in a hospital room for a month. We'd got back there, we got back to the top there. He didn't really want to negotiate too much at that point, because he appeared to be a bit off his head, standing on a pile of bodies, I think it was, and Foxy's latest chew toy, which turned out to be the elven mercenary assassin Bloodwing, Blackguard, something.
He has two names in the book, so pick either.
Bloodwing is the one I remember.
I think Bloodwing came right, yes. And so then, so we fought the dragon. Everyone fought valiantly, and eventually we overcame the dragon. And just as we did that, the great dragon that had led us here decided it was time for her to join the party and basically claimed the idol, did some hocus-pocus thing with it, and then gave it back and said, I don't want that anymore. And Bloodwing then said, hey, I'll take it, I'll buy it off you, which we were generously willing to sell for after Bolt said that it wasn't something so useful to him anymore. And then the cops arrived, and Desmond suggested, made certain all the others skedaddled while he hung around, almost invisible in his suit on stealth mode that he'd only got roundabout about, or was trying for the first time, and hung around for a bit to confirm that things had quietened down enough that it was all safe to go. The police weren't happy that they had to let Bloodwing go because he had hit the community, and so they were definitely looking for other scapegoats. So, but they didn't necessarily have anything to pin on the party at that point. So,
No, we didn't.
but it was the sort of thing that at the end of the session we were discussing trying to get our hacker, whose name's gone over my head just now.
SoCal.
SoCal, yep. SoCal out of prison or out of the jail, because he apparently tried to come to rescue us during our month of in the hospital, and being caught and arrested without necessarily having anything particular they charged him with. So we were hoping it wasn't going to be all that difficult to get him out. but it was not something that we wanted to actually have any members of the party associated with SoCal, because the police would have to let the party go under their nose.
Yeah, didn't we get diplomatic immunity from Bloodwing?
That's why. Yeah, I can think why was we were able to walk out, or you guys were able to walk out. But yes, that's right. Bloodwing claimed diplomatic immunity, and as part of paying for the idol for us, he also said, "Oh yeah, they're with me. They've got diplomatic immunity too." At least this occasion.
Well, he said it wasn't permanent. He said just for this instance, he's granting it to you guys.
It meant that yes, the cop couldn't actually do anything to you guys, but that did not make them happy.
Which also means, retrospectively, they can't associate you with any crimes in that building.
Yeah.
Which is a handy thing to have, had someone pull out that card and say, they're with me, and they can't get the evidence against you for that.
Hey, I'm sure we committed no crimes in the building.
None, not at all. Breaking and entering, killing a dragon.
Well, the killing the dragon, probably not so bad. Killing a corporate citizen, CEO, that's a bad thing.
Yes, an actual CEO was terminated, which is a bad thing in this world. And the police are not able to pin it on anyone.
Coming, so you know, he was also crazy. So you know.
But it was the sort of thing though that yes, we want to get SoCal back out with just the misdemeanor. He was drunk and disorderly in the wrong place at the wrong time. Nothing to see here. No one.
And you also left off the part where Desverin suited up mid-mission and realised he didn't have access to any of his gear while he was suited up.
I did mention that the entire party acted valiantly and heroically throughout the whole fight.
I know, it just would have been handy for you to be able to sniper rifle while you're suited up.
Well, it was the plan, but hey, Ag never survived contact with the enemy.
It never does.
So then had to test and adjust. In this case, the adjustment was throw the ball, test stealth mode, and watch what happens.
Just check his litter.
Yep.
Yeah, no, it's been duly noted that Desverin fucked off.
I was going to say, I believe the definition of valiant has been rewritten to include hiding my suit and not be involved.
Especially considering the only thing you had available to you was a brawl attack.
Mm-hmm. And Desmond is not a brawler.
Although, to be honest, we don't know that, so, about the suit not giving you any weapons, so you might have some...
No, well, and the point is that irrespective of what you might think happened, Desmond comes back with all the follow-up reports and information when you guys have to leave the building quickly. He hung around to watch exactly what happened, catch up on all police gossip, get all of the background information as to what actually went on. So, had nothing to do with the fact that he couldn't get out because he pushed him on his head. That's the material.
Okay, so that brings us...
It also gave him the opportunity to actually look through the rest of the building a bit, but we'd all skipped over having gone from the basement to the penthouse.
Yes,
it wasn't pretty looking through the rest of the building.
That does cause a few issues when things don't work out as expected. Just going to figure out what day of the year you're up to.
You'll see.
Yeah.
Okay, because you're at the 1251.
I'm working on the idea that there's no issues with GoCal's bail coming in, the couple hundred credits, whatever, for the bail paid and he released without any further concern?
That has not happened yet.
That was
Yeah,
to
I was
be
hoping we could
followed up on.
Yeah, I was hoping to, by attempt to ensure that it was already happened, followed up. Yeah, all done and dusted. Good to see.
How long have you been playing with Martin?
He is hopeful. Always hopeful. Okay, so you're in
You don't ask, you won't get.
You're in the morning of the 9th of February 2051. It is a Thursday morning, and it's raining, which
This
is not unusual for
incredibly
Seattle.
detailed. Thursday morning and it's raining.
Are we watching a news report?
No, you're in Desrin's Deadshot building.
Ah, okay.
And the fact that it's raining in Seattle is not unusual.
Yeah. It's definitely not always sunny in Seattle, unlike Philadelphia.
Well, Seattle has some of the highest rainfall in the United States, which is amusing.
Yeah.
They did their research when they did the setting.
So
yes,
but hey, the active the acidity level is only a pH of 4 today, so we're all good.
I was gonna say, is it acid rain?
it does have acid rain. Do you want help?
Rain. Sorry, so you were saying?
So I was saying it's a Thursday morning. You've just woken up after dealing with the fallout of everything that had happened.
So is this like literally the day after, or?
It is the day after.
And aside from the fact that the acidity level is low, is there any joy for being out of doors right now, or are we all good indoors?
You're currently in Desrin's tower.
Yeah, you said that, but I mean...
I was going to ask what you want to do next, because
okay.
I've just told you what the day is. I'm trying to find out what the players want to do before I drop anything else on
you.
Okay. Can Bolt contact, and now forgive me, I've forgotten her name. The old lady that got us onto the greater dragon?
Trixie,
I believe.
No.
Trixie.
Let me have it. Yeah, as we...
Trixie got.
Shaman. Yeah, Trixie.
The old lady who's like really good at magic.
Yeah, Trixie.
Oh.
Dog shaman.
Is it the one who's probably the oldest shaman in the city?
Yeah, oldest shaman living in Redmond Barrens, dog shaman, and she was the one who contacted the greater dragon for us.
Because I believe she asked me to call her after we finished.
She did.
So I would like to do that, please.
Okay, just looking up her actual details, because hey, I've got many things to jump through, because I'm sure I had a write-up on her here. Okay, so there it is. Took me a while to actually find the page. It would be handy if they, actually had an index. But why'd they do something silly like that? Okay, so yes, you know where Trixie is. She does have a place down the street.
Oh, so you mean I could just go visit her rather than call?
She has been in the Redmond Barrens for over 60 years, long before it became the Barrens.
I'm gonna go for a walk.
Okay, so
Are you going on your own, or are you taking friends?
Well, I'll let everyone know that I'm gonna go for a walk to see Trixie, the awesome wolf shaman, and if anyone wants to follow, they can follow.
Well, I'd be interested, but if you want to go on your own, I won't mind.
I mean, I just want to go for the walk, so company
Yeah.
isn't
Right.
unwelcome.
That guy, he's looking for someone to hold the leash.
I was gonna say, if you would like someone to hold the leash, I'm happy. I'm just interested, generally in magic and shamans, so I don't mind going for a walk with you. I'd probably go on walks with you on a semi-regular basis, I presume.
Presumably.
okay, so yes.
Well, certainly if Puppy is currently in puppy form, it would be a lot less disturbing for folks to see the huge wolf with a leash on rather than walking around unaccompanied.
Though considering it's heading towards Trixie's, a lot of people are used to large dogs in the area around Trixie's because she is a dog shaman and many dogs congregate in her area.
Absolutely. That doesn't necessarily mean that it wouldn't still get looked for. At least until she gets towards in the neighbourhood.
Hey, there are a lot of people out for a quick meal.
Yeah. It's all of them on two legs.
In general, though, does Bolt normally go for walks out on her own?
Possibly, but more likely runs on the road than
Yeah.
walks.
But I mean, because she's a bipedal dog. Just
But that's
around
it.
in
It's only
general
been
on the
rather
streets
recently that she's been more commonly on four legs.
I was
So
gonna say,
she has up until now been mostly human. He has been mostly human.
Okay, so what was that area?
would that attract attention?
As a bipedal.
Yeah, as a.
She's also grown up in this region for quite some
Okay,
time.
so it's not something that would be out of so unusual that it would attract unusual attention.
No one has actually put out a bounty on hybrid dogs. Which, considering she escaped from a facility, is he escaped from his facility, is a tick in favor of the corporation he escaped from.
Did they just presume I died?
You don't know,
Maybe.
but they never put a bounty on your return.
I should probably be worried about that, but
Unless, of course, they actually meant for you to leave and have some way of tracking you.
I mean that's a distinct possibility.
At Shadowrun, it's a high possibility.
That's something I'm finding in my brain.
It's not that hard to stick a transmitter in someone. Okay, so yes, the two of you are off for a walk. While those two are off for a walk, what is Flogger and Desrin doing?
Well, Desrin probably he'll be doing a bit of search of the interwebs. Check and like the news reports and stuff like that to check the fallout from last night's activities, and also I'm not certain that we'd actually found out that Hotel was simply in a jail cell at the present time awaiting bail. But I'm assuming it's not that hard to find out if we don't know that yet.
I believe someone had called a police friend, and that was Shadowstar.
Right, okay.
Yeah, I had called up to see where he was and to see if I could arrange to do payment over the phone, I think it was what I was thinking. And because I was aware Desrin didn't want me to show my face.
Mm-hmm.
But you told me that I would roleplay it next
Mhm.
game. So
We can come back to that
we
later.
can come back and roleplay that.
Yeah,
I don't
that's
wanna
fine,
leave
that's
him
great.
there for
But
too long.
Desmond basically will spend some hours in the morning picking up, confirming whether power is not back on the building. It's like when we left it, the police were moving into the court, like scouring the quarters and it's the effects on elevators and bits and pieces.
Mm-hmm.
He'll actually be spending the morning to catch up on bits and pieces that he hadn't had opportunity to follow up on during the time waking up in the hospital and then rushing off to kill a dragon.
Okay, so yeah, she's
Also, we can find out what happened with the ancients and see if there's time to actually make good on the invitation that he received during the time.
Okay, so you start working on the interwebs. Really missing having SoCal there because you made it so much easier.
Absolutely.
Especially when you have to wait for those load times because you don't have his bypass on the searches.
No.
Load time in Redmond Barrens is quite slow.
Mm-hmm.
So while you're doing that, what is Flogger doing?
Flogger would be.
Cataloguing what doors he has left.
I'm
Yeah.
really curious to hear what Flogger does in his downtime.
Flogger will be trying
It's
to
not great.
hatch the most smartest plan to find his doors.
Mm-hmm.
It involves
If
digging
you try to buy an
tunnels.
ice cream bar,
It involves digging tunnels to an alternate dimension using spoons.
Well, not ice
I
cream
like it.
lids.
well, he's got to clean the ice cream off the spoon before he can start digging with it.
Yes.
No, it's those plastic spoons that come in with those little ice creams. So he's got to, he gets the spoon out, and then because he doesn't want to waste the ice cream, it's going to melt. He has to eat the ice cream first, but because the spoons are plastic and little and keep breaking, he needs another spoon. Therefore, more ice cream.
Surely it's a troll size spoon that's like reinforced for burly trolls.
Is Flogger that practical?
I don't know.
Is Flogger that smart to use something that's his size?
The troll
Probably
size
not.
costs more.
Exactly.
Hmm.
Cheap and inefficient.
Or is it because your
If
ice cream?
anything, Flogger would probably be using plastic spoons.
Yeah. I was just about to say it makes your ice cream last longer, right?
You know those little gelato spoons?
Yeah.
I'm literally using gelato spoons to try and dig.
Yeah, that's what I mean by those tiny little plastic spoons.
Yes. The little gelato spoons, yes.
I just didn't know what the name for them was.
Okay, so you start working on the carpet of your apartment.
Yep, I probably don't even make it through the carpet.
Yeah, I mean,
If anything, I'm probably like cleaning dirt out the carpet.
You start to felt your carpet.
foot rest there.
There.
Your new hobby is actually felting.
Mm-hmm.
Come on.
You complain you catch up the moment.
Pay attention to me.
Well, I kicked him off the chair, so he went to sulk on your chair. And so when I first called him over because I got the footrest up and he can sit, he decided he was pretending to ignore me. And then after I said it a couple of times and he looked at me, he's like, oh, that looks good. And then he's like, oh, the footrest is up. I can go sit on the chair, and so now he's making himself comfy.
He's part of the game too now.
Yeah. He'll play Womp's role. Recovering from all of that, those stim patches. So he's now going to nap in the role of Womp.
Technically, he would have collapsed when the police were there.
Exactly.
But
So we carried him home. Now he's napping. He's even getting in a good napping position for Womp. Get the best rest.
Okay, so. We have Flogger busy for many, many hours.
Felting the carpet.
We have Desrin doing searches and getting coffees between searches because, hey, he has to wait for all those pages to load.
Mm-hmm.
You almost I can imagine the dial tone of the old modems. It's that slow.
No, please don't play that.
Yeah.
My hearing aid does not like that noise.
And then we have Bolt and Shadowstar walking along the street. Noticing that when you get to Trixie's, her shop is still sitting out the front of the building. It is sort of a retired fortune-telling shop. But the shop's still there and it is currently open. You see sitting out the front 2 wolfhounds.
If there's somewhere like a stuffer shack or something along the way, I'll go and collect. I'll pick up some.
So there's a stuffer shack down on the ground floor of the building.
Yeah, there is, isn't there? I'll pick up some. Would I be aware with the kind of foods that Bolt would like to? I want to pick up something nice as kind of a thank you tribute for helping us and Bolt out. So I don't know whether that's like some really nice pretend steak or some bones, or I don't know what form that would take. Would I have enough knowledge?
We haven't really dealt a lot with Trixie, even though she's been there. Because, hey, shamans and mages are completely different ideals.
That's what I mean. So, do I roll like an arcane or a culture or something?
Or just ask Bolt.
Yeah, I'll ask Bolt. What kind of gift does he think would be appropriate to say thank you? Because I think we would have been absolutely... well, we'd still be in that hospital with all the really horrible viruses if it wasn't for Trixie.
Well, as far as Bolt knows, she likes a good chat with the wolf type kin. I wouldn't know what else she liked.
A puppy you saved from the sewers.
There's a part of me that wants to get dog toys for the little pups she comes across, but I don't know if it would be insulting.
I mean, probably not. But she probably has, like, lots of things like that.
Yeah, that's why I want to get something useful rather than just rudimentary.
You could always buy her cookies.
I'll do that.
Food always goes down well.
You're not saying I'm getting Scooby snacks, are you?
Do it.
You can if you wish to.
I don't know if that would be insulting though, and I really don't want to insult the shaman.
I mean, she likes feeding us, so sure.
Okay, I'll get cookies. I'll call them cookies.
What sort of cookies?
Not chocolate, because they're not good for doggies.
Dog safe, canine safe cookies.
We like blueberries.
There you go. It could be like blueberries and white chocolate, because white chocolate's not chocolate.
It's
Therefore,
still
it's safe for dogs.
You can get the what's that chocolate? Not chocolate, that dog
Carob.
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 Yeah.
That's it. But people don't tend to really make muffins out of them deliberately.
Yes, I'll get as suggested, blueberries and carob cookies.
Okay.
Big fan.
You're also remembering the fact that you're shopping at the Stuffer Shack, not necessarily a gourmet store.
Hopefully it's something they've got in stock.
They have lots of dog safe treats in store.
I will buy the more expensive side because I don't want to cheapen the thank you.
But hey, the Stuffer Shack always stocks what people buy. And people in this region buy a lot of dog treats for some reason.
I don't know, something to do with the dog shaman down the road.
Yeah, they wanted to get the dog tag of good books.
Well, she's also a fortune teller, so a lot of people go to a fortune teller to say, "Tell me my fortune."
And of course,
Shadows.
she's actually got a running deal with the Stuffer Shack. She carefully sells it back to the Stuffer Shack again, and so we can buy it for her next time.
Shadow doesn't want to know her fortune, so she might be a welcome difference. Alright, so I'll pick that up along the way to say thanks. I'll pick up extra so that I can give Bolt some. Because I don't want Bolt to give me sad puppy dog face when I give the cookies to someone else, but there's no cookies for Bolt.
Oh, don't worry. Bolt has his own stash.
Mm.
Is probably why the Stuffer Shack at our building has them.
Well, I don't have to give a reason, you just know that there are a lot of reasons why someone would have them there. Plus they would have bike parts for no particular reason.
Bike parts as in tyres?
Well,
Wheels.
the things that you replace on a regular basis on bikes. So you can get all the basic maintenance gear there for a bike. Not the specialist stuff, but the basic stuff.
This is coming into money.
Yeah, I never said it was top of the line, but it's enough to get you by even if you don't have much money.
Yeah.
And they do barter in the Barrens, so the Stuffer Shack will accept goods for goods. Otherwise, people would just come in and rob the place all the time. So yes,
Well, thanks, Martha.
I won't kill you. You give me will give me stuff.
That's right, yeah. I offer you your life in exchange for those goods.
Okay, so you reach the shop. Both of the wolfhounds look at Bolt rather closely.
Bolt will greet them.
They seem a little larger than you know most dogs to be.
Do they smell like dogs?
They do smell like dogs. Wet dogs because it's raining.
Oh. Should have bought umbrellas.
But they don't seem to worry about the rain in this area.
No, probably not. Did you say they were wolfhounds?
Yep.
Probably got waterproof outer coats.
And sitting up the way they are almost up to mid-chest for most people.
Even an elf?
Even an elf. They're not small
I
dogs.
still greet them as fellow brethren.
Mm-hmm.
Even if they might be a bit suspicious of me, they just need to get to know me, right? Have I seen them there before? Are they new.
Then the dogs sitting out here aren't always the same. So you've got 2 wolfhounds here. You've seen terriers, you've seen chihuahuas, you've seen malamutes, you've seen danes, you've seen shepherds, you've seen many different types of dogs out here.
And more importantly, an awful lot of mutt. Of varying sizes.
I basically greet them and I say, are you today's guards for Lady Trixie?
They sort of bark in your direction, more of a deep wolf than a woo or an actual bark.
And do I understand what they say, or do I have to be in my dog form for that?
You sort of think that they're saying yes, but while they're not particularly aggressive, though it does sound quite terrifying from a non-dog point of view.
Mm-hmm. Once I've done my greetings, I'll go inside.
Okay, as you step inside, you feel as if you're walking through a waterfall.
Okay.
And
Do
when you're inside, you're completely dry and your hair standing on end.
Yeah, I've been through the head riot. Way.
You could go for the dog Pantene look.
Because I'm worth it.
You sort of suspect that if you had to come here with the idol, you wouldn't have gotten in.
Wow. Even with the idol deactivated?
Well, you're not sure.
Okay. Well, I mean, I guess that's a good thing that I sold it then.
And you, when both of you get inside, you can smell coffee brewing in the background. Not the cheap stuff you get from the cafe, but smells more organic.
It sounds it's very welcome.
Might change the lights for you.
Yeah, but you can't read.
That's okay. I'm doing most of the reading on the computer tonight. So, at this point, you get to introduce what you want to say to her.
That's Bolt's show.
I greet her and say, I came back, like I promised.
Welcome, welcome, she says. You are a good puppy after all.
I'm a, what, sorry, was that?
Good puppy after all.
Yes, though I got a little messed up by the lesser dragon. I can't just say, because I'm totally not around the whole greater lesser dragon thing.
Grey Swain, I think it used
Gay
to.
Swain.
Gay
was the-
Swain, yeah.
Gay Swain, that's it. The mean dragon who stole the idol and put us to sleep for a month.
Yes, he was rather mean. But you were lucky that you had connected to the demon, so it would keep you alive, not knowing which one of you was connected to it.
But then the big dragon, the nice dragon lady,
Elise.
she did something to it, and then my friend went away. So
Elise banished the demon.
well, so after she did that, the people who were looking for the artifact bought it off me,
Elves.
even though it didn't work anymore.
Well, she's happy that the elves have spent a fortune on a dog toy.
I'm a little sad that I didn't get to keep it, but I have the memories, so I guess that's some consolation.
Just be careful of those memories, because the demon inside was really trying to corrupt you.
Okay. I'll try not
You
to.
was my friend.
Yep, I have a feeling that's very much a. Bolt's kind of not convinced because he was nice to me.
He was, but he really liked the fact that you were a creature of change and chaos. And he was going to spur you on to more and more destruction.
At this point, Shadow will say, he didn't like you for you. He liked you for the powers you have. That's not a genuine friend. He was a pretend friend.
Well, lucky I have real friends. I
Says-
say
The dragons refer to those beings as the horrors.
the horrors.
He was surprised that one was still here, because the what she had been taught is they shouldn't have been able to come here for many years.
So it turning up was not expected.
It was early, she says. She wasn't. They weren't expecting one to try to get through for over 100 years or more.
So what happens now? Does it not come back for another 100 years, or?
You can't come back through that means now. It was going to basically corrupt you to the point that you became it, and you didn't exist anymore.
Well, that's not very nice. Maybe he wasn't very nice.
He was not. He would say anything he needed to get you to become what it wanted you to be, and then take you over.
Oh, well, that's sad. But I'm okay now.
Yes, and the dragon would have killed you if it was unable to deal with the idol.
Wait, which dragon? The
Right.
ice dragon?
Gateway.
Elish would have
Oh.
killed you
Oh.
to stop the creature from getting a foothold on this world.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah. Good.
I'm very glad she didn't try and kill me, because that wouldn't have been nice.
Well, she had to choose between you and the idol. She chose to get rid of the idol permanently.
This is good.
Well, if she had to fight the other dragon, then she would have had to take you out.
Well, in a way, does that kind of mean it's good that we gave the idol to Gay Swain, because it then gave us a middle person to kind of kill off instead of Bolt, so that we could get rid of the idol?
It helped.
Yeah.
Plus, you got rid of a god complex dragon.
Yeah. So, wasn't entirely a bad decision to see Gay Swain, just could have been more prepared for it.
So he had corrupted himself and was literally aging his body into corruption, having had it for too long without actually connecting to it properly.
And would that have been the same deal with Topal?
Topal, yes, Topal was also being corrupted by the idol because he was not the type of creature the idol was seeking.
Does that mean the shapeshifters that were after us, because of what happened to Pal, now understand that we weren't responsible?
They weren't shapeshifters, they were a magical community.
Ah, I see. Oh, the children of Sophocles.
Sophocles, yes.
So we might still have to deal with them.
No, she's had a word to them while you've been away.
Oh, well, this is good news.
And they were extending an offer for Shadowstar to join their membership if she wished to.
I don't know much about them. I think I would want to find out a bit more.
They are a group of mages dedicated to learning and investigating out of the hands of corporations.
Isn't
doesn't
that
sound too bad.
all what you're about?
Pardon?
I said, isn't that what all you're about?
Yeah, it almost sounds too good to be true.
They had gotten upset over the death of one of their members, thinking you were responsible.
And they got first, I questioned later.
I still feel bad about that, but it wasn't my fault. I didn't mean to.
Well, if you didn't kill him, she's sure that one of the others would have, the moment they had tried to take the idol, it would have ended up causing Topal to have a accident some way or another, because it brought bad luck to whoever had previously held it. So it destroyed your soul while you had it, and brought bad luck to you after you let go of it. But apparently for you, it was going to actually change you into a being of immense power and evil.
Power good, evil not so much.
Yeah, power sounds nice. Evil not so nice.
So, would you like a coffee?
Yes.
Yes, please.
She pulls out a really nice smelling brew. You say she grows her own beans.
Of course she does.
Bolt spends like 3 minutes sniffing it, and to Shadowstar's immense amazement, actually sees Bolt savoring food for like the first time ever.
She doesn't just scull it in 2.5 seconds. I would likewise appreciate said coffee.
Okay.
The only time you've ever seen Bolt also savor food is when we were at Angel
Grove.
Right.
Angel Grove, where they had like fresh fish
Yeah.
and calamari and
Fresh
stuff.
food, real food,
Fresh food.
not manufactured.
You think in part Bolt probably scoffs food because it doesn't taste that good.
I have new insight into Bolt's eating habits, and I can somewhat appreciate them.
Bolt knows he needs sustenance, and the faster you get it off the tongue, the less bad it tastes.
Okay, and you do know that she does have a one of the few backyards that actually grows food in the region.
I have an aim to eventually create a garden very similar.
And it's also one of the few gardens in the region that no one's willing to walk into.
I also need to figure out how to do that too.
I was about to say I was gonna take a stroll in her yard because I enjoy that, but never mind.
Well, there's rumoured to be dogs hiding in there willing to attack anyone who walks in without permission. And those dogs can be the size of trucks.
Is it the kind of garden that needs help tending to it, in which case, without need for any repayment of any sort or expectation, I'm happy to put some time in each week to weed or tend to the garden as needed.
Yep, she's happy to have people help her out, though she does insist that you get permission before entering each time.
Of course. I just know with most community gardens like that, they often have some sort of rotating roster because it's something that's not necessarily easy to maintain without more.
And you see her occasionally get up and answer the door and hand people parcels. The parcels smell of fresh food.
So she also does a food delivery service?
I think more. You think more in the like similar to a food bank.
I see.
People in need come here who can't afford the food,
Mm.
and she gives what she can.
If anything, Bolt probably helps with some of the Uber Eats deliveries from this place because he's really fast.
Mm-hmm.
I would not be surprised if Bolt serves as a delivery driver.
So if you wonder where Bolt is some nights, you can't find him, that's probably wherever it is.
And you also know she does have a limp, which is meaningful because as a shaman, she would potentially be able to heal anything if that's possible.
So either it's not possible or she chooses not to. I will ask.
She says she doesn't use her magic frivolously.
Understandable.
She only uses it for dire need and to preserve life, not to just make life easier.
That makes sense.
She does-
You get bigger teeth when she's got a limp.
It also makes her less intimidating to people.
That's true.
Because if she was in her prime of health all the time, she would be asked to do things she does not wish to do. She protects nature, not destroys it.
I can appreciate that as well. Particularly since I'm drinking real coffee grown from natural coffee beans.
So she does talk to you both about working with nature, not harming nature.
And
Basically, it's her version of magical theory.
I will take lots of notes, or make lots of notes.
Probably the only thing Bolt understands is like the circle of nature stuff. Like when I was in Angel Grove, I was hunting to feed myself, but
Well,
that also helps nature.
she does talk in terms that Bolt can understand.
Yay.
So it's not like you're listening to blah 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 blah, protect blah 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 blah, nature blah 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 blah.
Yeah, she's probably like, you know, like when you hunt, don't hunt just for fun. You gotta do it for sustenance. Blah 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 blah.
Are you interested though? I think you did express interest in one of the previous games about becoming a shaman yourself. So I gather you might be asking
Technically,
her
she is a shaman now.
questions about progressing your learning, because you're a shaman now. I feel like I'm quoting or paraphrasing something. Harry Potter.
You're a shaman now.
You're a shaman now. You're a shaman, Bob. Yeah, I mean, that's probably why I've been coming here more often, because she actually teaches Bob in a way that he can understand, because he's not that smart.
And she also likes to teach manners and respect.
So, are you interested in asking any shaman-related questions then?
Well, I mean, I guess if she gets to that sort of point, then Bolt sort of like scoots forward and listens.
Okay, so you have a bit of relaxing time with some coffee, some homemade scones with some fresh cream on it. And we move back to Desrin, who's currently doing his net searches.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I love homemade
Um,
fresh cream, thank you.
so what is
So,
Desrin's
okay.
sysops skill for computing sysops?
I think he's got 3 green from memory. Where have I gone?
You do have 3
Yeah.
green.
Yeah. Okay. Probably the initial thing will be just getting the news feeds and things like that on what the reports are, what happened at the building last night. And then, okay, if you can find out exactly where Coco being held, that would be good as well.
Okay, so there's a lot of loading times as you're playing around with the computer systems, trying to get it to tell you what's happening. I'll actually show you what the dice are.
I was gonna say, what was the dice roll?
One net failure and 4 advantages.
Yeah, that's a lot of download time and 404 page not found.
Well, when SoCal's managing the network, you don't have the 3 black dice penalising you for accessing from Redmond Barrens. Because he has bypasses getting you past all that crap.
That sounds painful.
Or he's got a uplink.
He has many tools that make things work, but he has to maintain them for them to keep working.
Yeah.
And he hasn't
So,
over a month.
end result is a lot of time spent doing not much.
Most of the time, you manage to get to pages such as the Lone Star Fan Appreciation page. That didn't help you much. Then you got to the Dragon Appreciation page. That still didn't tell you much. Then you got to the Seattle Appreciation page, which told you even less.
And there's nothing about ancients.
Mental note, take appreciation out of my servitude.
It seems the access you have from Redmond is really giving you the pages you're not looking for. You haven't used appreciation in any of your searches, but apparently it's remembered you've done so in the past, looking for something, and it's just stuck that into every search you've done in the last day.
So you're drinking a lot of bad coffee. Well, me and Bolt are drinking some good coffee.
He really should have come from the wall.
It's not like Declan's a gourmet. Coffee of any type is pretty impressive from what he grew up with. Yes, he's starting to learn to live the high life more now, but...
Hey, Soycaf gets the job done.
That's right.
Be careful though, if Marcus sees that you're not doing too much, he might pull you into his tunnel digging plan.
Is there any general newsfeed information about what happened?
No, you haven't
What's
actually.
the official story of what happened in the building?
You haven't managed to get into the news feeds at all.
Oh, okay.
The news feeds themselves seem to, every time you try to find one, you find yourself on an appreciation page.
Right.
Though the Dragon Appreciation page does say that there was a sighting of a great dragon over Tacoma, which was useful to you.
Yep.
The Lone Star Appreciation page talks about a operation happening in Tacoma, but doesn't actually give any details. And the Seattle Appreciation page talks about how a corporation's gone under. The Lachlan Center has officially filed for bankruptcy.
That was quick.
Oh, well then, after a few hours or whatever fruitless searching and waiting, Declan will go and block some steam by tinkering with his bike.
You're not going to try and figure out how your suit works?
It's on the agenda, but it's not something he wants to think about right now.
Yes, as far as Desha's concerned, SoCal must be magic because he can't get anything out of the search results he's trying to.
Declan worked on the idea that immediately after we run, it's the time to lay low and catch up.
Okay, so he's
when he works up the colours again, he might talk to Tatiana and find out more stuff.
Okay, so Desron's happily tinkering with bikes because, hey, at least something happens when he's doing that.
That guy.
You know, you could go and bail him out yourself.
Vlogger's busy working on the floor.
But the point was that Declan he's not entirely sure where he is. He would have arranged to get him out. Like I'd already played the idea of, yep, okay, he'll catch up with Jimmy, he's got a contact in the Barrens, and confirm whether or not we're still persona non grata amongst the Shadow community, but assuming we weren't, then he was going to go, okay,
That would be useful.
get him up with the new flat pack scoop from the Stuffer Shack, give him the credit and say, okay, I want you to go down and bail out this guy. But because I don't know where he is, I couldn't do that.
You also don't know what ID he went in under.
Would it still be useful for him to talk to his contact Jimmy and
It would
find
be
out
useful.
what our status in the community is?
It would be useful to do that. Just that.
Okay, it would be useful, but he's annoyed at the fact that things haven't gone right, so he's retreated back to his box.
And hard part is not knowing what ID SoCal had walked in with, because that would be the ID you'd have to get let go.
It's not going to be any easier for me either.
You do have 2 contacts you can talk to. Desrin does not have either of those contacts you can talk to. So you do have an advantage. But you can also speak to the police SWAT officer who you did the whole we have diplomatic immunity. I'm sure that would go down well for any of you.
That sounds like fun. Do it.
Okay, so back
If
to...
only Elle didn't have an assignment. Is that what she's up to?
Yeah, she's doing a
Yeah, we could
homework.
use her contact. Easy.
Okay, so yes, you're back to the dog shaman. She finishes up with the discussion on things like that and says that she thanks you for your visit, but she's going to go lay down. She's a bit tired.
Can I have a gander in the garden for a little while before we leave?
She closes her eyes for a bit and then says, yes, it's now safe for you two to wander into the gardens.
Thank you.
Before I go, I will thank her, and I will ask how I can donate to the food bank.
She says time is always appreciated.
But is money also helpful? Because if I can spare some,
She rarely trades in money. She has no need for it.
or supplies of some sort.
Fresh food is always appreciated.
Well, if I can find some other supplies for fresh fruit, because she doesn't have enough, I'll make sure that I send some this way. I will go out to the garden and with Bolt and make myself some happy memories while Bolt runs around the garden.
The garden looks very chaotic to look at it. There are plants all over the place. The pathways are not straight. The different plants are grown in are not grown together. So it's not like you have carrots all in one spot. Carrots are grown in various parts all over the garden.
To be honest, it's green and it's leafy and there's wood. Shadowstar would spend more time touching leaves and green things and going, ooh. I don't know how Bolt would react. Please don't pee on anything in this garden.
Delete.
It does smell fresh out here, unlike out of the front of her building. This area doesn't smell polluted.
That's unsurprising, but also very welcome.
And it looks as if most of the neighbours have donated their backyard to her in their area, so she has probably one of the biggest backyards in the region. But hey, if people were willing to do so, I'm sure they will get something out of it. After you do that, what do you want to do?
Well, once I've left the garden, because I won't disturb the garden with my awful phone and electronics, I'll get on the phone and start making inquiries about SoCal. I guess my most developed contact is Harry, so I'll try Harry.
Okay, so it takes you about 5 call attempts to get through to him. And he finally says, "Hi, Showstar, how are you doing?"
Pretty good, considering I'm alive.
That's always a good point.
Yeah, not a guarantee, particularly in my line of work.
Though a dead person calling me would be very unusual.
It would be, but if I ever manage to somehow revivify myself or something after death, all the whole magic side of things, I will definitely call you just to give you that experience.
Well, he has had a few calls from dead people.
Really?
Yes, people set up message drops to call him after they've died if they don't turn it off.
That is a really good idea.
And then telling him all the secrets that they weren't able to tell him while they were alive.
I think I'm going to set something like that up. That sounds like a definite plan.
Though it can have drawbacks if you're not maintaining it, because if you're away from the ability to reset the timer, then you might be embarrassed by the secrets it's let out.
As I said, it sounds like a definite plan. I have to put thought into how I'll set it up, because I was recently abducted by a dragon for a month, so... I won't say abducted by a dragon, I'll say I was recently abducted for a month.
Not by aliens, he hopes.
No, by your more common type of money-driven criminal, which probably explains to you where I've been.
Do you still have all your organs?
I believe so.
You got lucky then.
At least I don't have any scars that indicate that something might be missing. But I haven't actually investigated myself properly for that yet.
You would go get checked out at the local doc just to make sure.
Yeah.
You never know what people do to you while you're unconscious.
On my list, definitely on my list. I also have a great place to refer you to for good coffee. As long as you're able to maybe, how you kind of get those gifts sometimes that you don't necessarily want to accept. There's this food bank that I know.
Are you talking about Trixie's?
Yeah, actually, you already know.
He drops by there every now and then to give her an update on
Wayward pups?
basically what he's looking into in the area.
Ah, I see. Yep.
Because one, she is very good at helping him keep people from breaking the law.
She's very community-minded. I do like that about her. Alright, well, I don't need to tell you about that, but on the subject of coffee, can I owe you a coffee for a little bit of information about a friend of mine that went missing while I was abducted?
Sure, what would you like to know?
I'm just trying to track him down. I'm really kind of concerned about his safety.
Well, can you describe him? I can put his description through our system to see if he pops up.
Yeah, I'll give him a description of SoCal. What does SoCal look like? I can't remember.
Okay, so we do have a human, bearded, has more of a goatee sort of
Oh, so
beard,
it's
but
Josh.
does.
Tall, lanky, kind of geeky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A medical professional.
Well, technical professional in his case, but has to deal with a lot of idiots.
Sorry.
Okay, so he starts looking through. You can hear him tapping on some sort of screen while he's talking to you. And he says, well, he does have someone on the system who sort of meets that. though they seem to be currently in a local clinic recovering from some sort of attack sustained while imprisoned.
Oh, that's not so good news.
Didn't have any ID or healthcare on him, so he got shuffled to one of the local street dogs.
Do you think you could send me the details and I'll go check on it, even if it's not my friend. It sounds like someone in need of a little bit of help, so...
Well, he's checked on him a few times. He's happy for you to do so. Unfortunately, he can't do much about the regulations. But the street dog was happy to take on a support case.
Yeah, that's good to hear. That's one of the reasons why I was worried. It's unusual not to see him for such a long period, but then, I've been in quite a bit of a quandary myself.
Mm-hmm. He sends you the details.
Thanks. Definitely owe you coffee. One where I'm not asking anything from you.
He says he doesn't mind. He will ask you stuff every now and then as well.
He's more than welcome to. How's he been?
Well, he's been doing okay. They've managed to finish tying up the Jack the Ripper case file.
Oh, okay. That's good news. It sounded like that one was causing you quite a bit of trouble.
Most of it has been associated with a Shadowrunner who has left Seattle.
Okay. Well, it's trying to think of something neutral to say, because I know he suspected an associate of mine. So I'll say I'm not so glad that they kind of got away with it just by leaving the area, but glad to know the community's safer.
Well, he has no authority beyond the borders of Seattle. It's no longer the UCAS outside of Seattle.
Yeah, what do you do in those cases though? How do you make sure they don't come back, so to speak?
He lets the tribal councils know, and he puts a detain order on anyone meeting his description. Of course, it's quite generic description, so it does tie people up and resources, so it can only do that for so long. Too many false positives and the detain's dropped.
Is it worthwhile me keeping track of it for those occasions I do go out of town for work, or?
He says sure. He sends you a file.
Yeah. I gather it's pretty generic from what he's saying.
It is a very generic file. It doesn't match the guy you picked up very well.
Yeah.
But of course you didn't give all his details across because he could finger you as well.
Yeah, that's it. Well, I'll if I do come across him, I'll definitely bring it to your attention, or bring it to the attention of whoever's in charge of the area that I'm in.
But it does go into detail into the damage caused by the hand raisers and how they believe they can uniquely identify a specific set of blades.
Oh, okay. That's interesting to know. Because this was the guy who was so modded that it was really hard to tell him apart from... Did you say there's a certain word for...
Cyber psycho.
Cyber psycho.
Is the term they use for those who have pushed themselves beyond. He was on the verge of it. Which means magic doesn't work so well on him because there's nothing living to take hold of that's able to target very well.
Yeah, no, it looks like a very dangerous person. Well, many thanks for information on hopefully my friend. And I'll do what I can for him regardless. And we'll make a time to catch up. Just to catch up sake.
Yeah.
Soon. And I'll sign off with him and I will go to I'll see if Bolt wants to accompany me to the dock.
Well, okay, so you also know that Desrin and Flogger are in the building as well.
Oh, okay. Well, I will contact Desrin and Flogger and tell them that we're not going to a police station. We're going to go collect SoCal from a chop shop. I can't remember the name. Street dog. And their accompaniment would possibly be helpful.
Well, I mean, I'm assuming you come back to the building to pick up your car and stuff.
Yeah. Martin suggested that I do that.
Yeah.
Because you don't really want to walk that by yourself.
Desrin's happy to go for a ride.
Okay, just bringing up the...
I feel like we should have an A-team type van. And someone who brings the plan together.
Well, you did have an A-team type van, except someone ripped the back door off and threw
Yeah,
it.
we have to kind of find a replacement van. We should plan to go van shopping.
Hi. Big B. Let's go 24 hours since we wake up. We'll get the van in due course.
I said plan. We should plan to go van shopping. I didn't say we're going van shopping today. Today, I think just getting SoCal is really, and having visited the shaman is...
Okay, so the directions you've been given is to a Dr. Bob's street dog clinic.
Is that one that we had in the party member had contact before? I feel like it is a recognisable name.
It is one that most of them have gone to. Desrin had not gone to that one himself. That was one of the sessions Desrin missed.
Yeah, okay.
Mainly because that had Desrin's sister in that episode.
Oh, right.
That's how come I know you missed it.
Well, yeah. Obviously, if we recognise, or if anyone does recognise the name, great. If not, then I'm sure we can still find it.
Was I in that session?
You were in that session.
I have no memory of the session.
So, I'm just going to duck to the bathroom while you guys figure out what you want to do before heading
It's a shame you didn't say which session, because I might have had notes on it, and I might have been able to... I know it's a session Jeremy wasn't at, so I could always look for that, because that's a rarity.
Well, no, like when I was saying it, it was as much the idea of thinking that it sounded like someone's contact that had been around before.
Yeah,
So
that's what I was wondering.
I have a feeling it might have been Wom, or possibly even David Clone Guy.
Yeah, just definitely not Flogger or Bolt, who we've got with us, so...
But I mean, obviously, as a strict doc, those who drop on the street are probably they turned off or had worked on previously before. There's no reason why we wouldn't be concerned about it. Okay.
I was going to say, you wouldn't know which session that was. That's very curious.
it. It would be hard pressed to do that without looking at my notes.
Yeah, so it's not vital. So
No, it's
we'll
not
catch up with another time.
It'd be useful so that we could say, look, we're a friend of, because I know it's not...
Well, it was part of the Dream Ship storyline.
Dream ship storyline, so...
yeah, which is the
What?
where we met Bell the Wigger, who was a Cleopatra type company, and the Jack the Ripper that you've been talking about, and Khan.
That is correct.
Wow, I was going to say, I don't remember aside from the Jack the Ripper reference, because that part, how did you forget Womp dressed up as a hot boy to lure Jack the Ripper in?
And it worked.
Yeah.
And then he gave that ad onto Flogger's phone, so Flogger kept getting people wanting a hot boy request.
And the Genghis Khan was the one we took out when he was gathering all the gangs of Redmond in one place. And Gangman had to keep saying, don't hurt the head, don't hit the head, don't fuck the head.
And Shadowstar blew his legs off.
That's right.
Well, it was effective. Somewhat.
But yeah, okay, so we'll head down to Mr. Creek Dock.
So is Desrin going to ride one of his bikes there?
He said he was.
Yeah,
Sort of does.
not Tatiana, a bike.
And that means Bolt and Flogger go in the car with Shadowstar.
Yeah, as usual.
Is that still going to leave room to have Coco? Is there still a seat left for Coco?
Technically no, because a troll does take up 2 seats.
I was going to say, right back, you're not going to get away without having someone.
Hey, I'm sure Bolt would love to be shotgun on a bike.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Well, I have before, so, you know.
Okay, so only takes you about 20 minutes to get to Dr. Bob's. You do recognize the nurse on duty. She has been working there for a while.
Alright, who wants to do all the talking?
Well, I'm figuring Shadowstar's the one that actually got the information that's coming here, so the point being that she can hand over exactly the same information that she had to get this guy, who may not be so dull after all, but...
Do I remember the nurse's name at all?
Okay, I will look that up because I'm on roughly on the page. Okay, so they don't actually give the nurse's name. They may have come up with a name last time. Feel free to come up with a new name for the nurse.
Dare I say nurse school?
Sure.
No. Let me see.
Harry, the hottest nurse around.
Yeah, Nurse Parry. I like that. As long as Parry doesn't object from whatever world he's from.
I thought Josh would like the reference.
Yeah, so I wanted to make a Josh reference without making a Josh reference, so that works.
Okay, so she's got Parry on her name tag.
Good day to you, Nurse Parry. I was wondering if you could help us.
Quite possibly. What is the nature of your medical emergency, Susan?
I was informed by my good friend Detective Harry Callahan that you have a community support person here by the description, and I'll give Sophie's description.
Well, she says she's not allowed to give out the information on her patients. The last time you do remember that you paid her enough money that she was willing to give out the information on her patients.
Okay. What kind of money did I pay her last time? Is there any record of that?
You gave her about 100 credits.
Slip 100 credits towards her and say, I'm very worried about my friend and I'd really like to make sure they're okay and make sure they get the treatment that they need before taking them home when they're able to take them home.
Okay, I'll just check with Dr. Wilmoth and I'll be right back.
Wilmot? We've got a nurse Harry and a Dr. Wilmot.
Wilmoth.
Moth.
And that is the same name as the doctor you met last time.
Dr. Wilmot. Yeah.
Okay, so after about 10 minutes, Dr. Wilmoth, you recognize, says, "Oh, hi, I remember seeing you last time. I'm sorry, but the elf you saw last time has moved on. She got better and left.
This is good news.
Who is it you were trying to see today?"
I'll give him a second.
Yes, we do have someone by that description here. Suffered a rather unfortunate accident while in police custody.
Yeah, I heard that. It's very, very disappointing to hear, but I'm very glad that he's ended up with some kind of medical help. I've been unable to get him until now.
Well, he's been able to do what he can, but he wasn't able to fix everything.
Is there anything we can do to ensure everything else gets fixed? Or?
Unfortunately, the damage was not treated as soon as possible, so some things may not be fixable with our technology.
So what has happened?
Oh, he has been partly paralyzed.
I see. Alright. So technology might help with...
Technology can replace parts, but he can only replace so much before it won't work on him anymore.
Okay, I see. I'd like to get as much detail as I can about the injury and what can be done to...
Sure, he gives you a medical rundown.
Yep.
Let's see, Shadow Star. What is your
I'm going to
medicine?
try not to look too stupid while he says all of this to me. And I've got a fairly high intellect though, so
You do have quite a high intellect.
hopefully that'll help. Ariadne's intellect's not very high, right? But that's because of the sharp stabby. Going to her ribcage.
Okay, so with 2 successes, you actually managed to follow the jargon.
Right.
Basically, it sounds as if he had his back broken, and they've managed to repair a bunch of other damage to him, like fractured bones to about a third of his body.
How much will it cost to get him back to the fittest state possible?
He's not charging for any of that. He's done what he can.
If I were to try and find the money to get him back to a fitter state, how much would it cost and where would I go?
You would need to go to one of the corporate clinics, and he does not think the patient would like that.
No, probably not. But I might have contacts that I might be able to. I might be able to do
Is he
things.
conscious?
He is conscious. He's been in and out of consciousness for the last week that he's been here.
Right, I think. Thank you.
He's had about 10 operations since he's come back.
Can we visit him?
Says yes, you can visit him. He looks like he'll be happy to receive visitors, though you should probably not stay long as he's still in recovery.
Yeah, he's still not doing well at all.
Where will he be safe to move?
Probably not for another month or two.
Yeah, we will need to just make sure he gets the best care that he can. Not to say not giving him the best care, but now that we've found him, we want to make sure, this is pretty
Provided it is local. We haven't actually seen it yet.
So we will just take the chance, the opportunities that we can have.
Okay.
If that's okay. And are you okay if I check in with you again about how he's going and what's going on with him medically?
I says yes, just leave a message on my note and he'll get back to you.
Cool.
He's generally not able to take direct calls around.
No, it'd be more of a case of just making sure of getting updates on progress, and if something changes where, there is some procedure or something that could be done, knowing about it as soon as possible, so I can facilitate that.
Okay, so he shows you into the room, and you basically see someone in traction, covered in bandages.
I'm so sorry, so Cal.
He sort of has that far off look to him.
Yeah, he's pretty medicated.
Well, I mean, you said interaction covering bandages. Do we recognise him? Bandage can't cover his face?
He's at least got the right eye colour and the right height.
Does he look astrally the same?
Okay, so you look astrally. I will give you an astral check to make sure you can do so. Yeah, that has dropped off there. That's part of why I was going to fix it.
It was the only way I can think of to double check that it is so colour. Because I gather that's what Desmond's worried about, but we haven't come across.
Well, I'm just more curious the fact like he apparently suffered bad back injury. The face wouldn't be bandaged. You wouldn't have thought.
Well, they also said he had taken fractures to about 30% of his body.
He had been so badly beaten that his back was broken during the beating. And yeah, he had fractures everywhere.
Okay, so it does look to be Sercal. You can identify the voids in him from his upgrades,
Yeah.
which is why he can't accept any more cyberware.
Yeah. Okay, so that's why there's no technology that can help with the paralysis.
Your strength represents how much cyberware you can take. Well, you're
And Sercal's not very strong.
Is there anything that I can think of at the moment that magically might be able to help? I guess with the cyberware it's harder to help him magically, but is there anything that can help him?
Some magic can, but again, it's now an old injury, not a new injury. It's a lot harder to repair.
Yeah, I figure it's not going to be an easy job, but that's not going to stop me from trying. Because I'm not the kind of person to walk away from something just because it's difficult. Or expensive, although I'm going to end up going into debt, I'm sure.
You can see that there are also some fresh flowers next to his bed.
Is there a card?
There's not a card.
Okay.
Mainly sunflowers.
Sunflowers. Why does that ring a bell?
You can remember the elf you visited here had sunflowers here as well.
Okay. Who was the elf that was?
Was Desmond's sister, not that you knew at the time.
Okay. Yeah, okay. So that's who the doctor was referring to, with the elf having healed up enough. Okay. And does Desmond realise that that's probably from his sister?
He had never met his sister.
Okay, and he doesn't know anything about the sunflowers or his sister?
He does not.
Is this information that he should probably know?
His character does not know. He should probably know, but his character has not learnt it in a storyline, and people haven't made the association that it's his sister. The GM has mentioned it.
Do I make the association that that's his sister?
No. It's just
That's the reason why you would have.
But I think the only person who knows is Desmond's sister is Womp.
That is correct.
Okay.
Womp has not told you.
So this might be something that I might mention to Womp, though, having made the association between this place and Womp and the elf.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll try and make notes in my book, with my hands not hurting so bad, to try and make that happen when Womp's at the game.
So Jeremy might also make a note saying about sunflowers relating to a strange elf last time you were here.
Jacob didn't come to the hospital previously, so he's got no reason to connect sunflowers this time because it's a one-off experience for him.
I'm sure that they would have mentioned that, hey, the elf who they saw here last time had those sun
So
flowers.
just to make it official in Jeremy Desmond's head, I'll go, hey, those are similar to this. That's the same flowers the elf that was here previously with Womp left. I've really got to get details from Womp about who she is and where she's from. I think that'll be really helpful. I've got to remember to ask him that once he's recovered.
The doc mentions, oh, that was Freya. She's come to visit him a couple of times.
Do you happen to know when she's come to visit?
No, she comes and goes as she pleases. She's helped support the clinic since he healed her.
I'm going to get my very much coveted book paper thing out of my pocket, write in small but as readable as much as possible text as I can a note saying to Freya, SoCal's friend, Shadowstar, or SoCal and Womp's friend, Shadowstar would like you to contact her when you get this, and I'll put it with SoCal somewhere where it's not going to be thrown out, and I'll emphasise to Dr. and Nurse Parry and give another 100 credits to Nurse Parry to make sure that bit of paper stays with SoCal so that the elf, when she visits again, sees it.
Well, they put it partly under the vase bars for the flowers, so it's visible.
Thank you. Hopefully it stays there and doesn't end up floating under the bed. We'll see.
Okay.
And it takes a lot for me to give up paper because that's so damn. It costs me a lot to get that book.
Well, so SoCal's not conscious of the second time then?
Oh, he's
Not
got
responding?
that doesn't seem to be able to communicate much. Plus, waiting for his hands to heal up.
Is there any recognition though that he knows who we are?
He's sure that in about a week or two he'll be in a better mental state, but took quite a beating.
So the doctor's come into the room with us?
He didn't leave you in the room by yourselves because it was his patient.
Is there any reason why we can't hook him up to a pad? Because if he's conscious, I'm sure he likes to communicate.
He doesn't seem to be able to talk via his cybernetics at this stage. He seems to have some trauma and waiting for it to settle before we risk further damage.
His cybernetics are all still working and they're still in good condition?
They seem to be, but they had suffered some neural feedback.
Bolt asked where he came from, like as in what place sent him here.
What
And
prison?
do they know what happened?
He was brought in by a bunch of Lone Star officials. So like he didn't really make much note of it because he's had many people brought in. But they had just said that they left it up to him to decide what to do with the person.
Did the doctor get an impression that these Lone Star officials were involved?
He didn't want to ask too much.
But from his observations, in theory, hypothetically, were he that kind of person to make such observations, did he perhaps make any observations that might have suggested that, they had scuffs on their knuckles?
Probably unlikely to have had scuffs on their knuckles. It looked like he'd been hit by truncheons.
kind of truncheons officials, like, you know, Lone Star people might have?
Quite possibly, and considering he's met Sokal before, he does note that Sokal doesn't really have a great control of his mouth.
Yeah, no, that's no reason to break a person's back, is it?
He has no standing in the city, so there was not even a report made of the incident.
Still not a reason to beat the shit out of a person, in my opinion.
He doesn't. He didn't agree with it. That's why he's been helping him for free.
Yeah.
He gets to choose who he helps, and he has met this person on more than one occasion. He actually has helped him with his upgrading his network, so it was less likely to fall over due to not being patched.
Did you have any more questions, Paul?
No, I just wanted to see if we could get retribution of any.
Yeah, I'm kind of thinking along the same lines. I think there's going to be another call to Harry, and the call's going to be, do you have any idea who the F and did the F this to SoCal? Because I'm kind of interested in hunting the F'ers down and showing them this is not how you treat people, especially if you're in a position of authority.
The doctor is sad to say it's not unusual.
Oh, I get that it's not
Okay,
unusual.
certainly if Cadet can't make any comment or expression along that with Dexter, where have you grown up?
Well, not that it's uncommon that it happens, but it's probably also not uncommon that there's retribution from it too.
Yeah, I'm like, well, where have you grown
The
up?
cop.
That if something like this
The
happens
cop.
to one of your people, that you don't beat the shit back out of the people who did it.
You don't when they're the cops.
Well, I
We don't know if it was the cops or if it was.
Or the Orks.
don't know. We just finished beating the crap out of the lesser dragon. I'm fairly sure that, not that I can handle the cops or anything like that, but I'm not as afraid of them as I would be a dragon.
Yeah.
I'm certainly not entirely rational right now. I'm just really angry that someone's done this.
And how does Flogger react to this?
Sorry, how does Flogger wish to what?
How does Flogger react to this situation?
The situation.
Yeah.
Someone distracted him from digging for his doors with spoons.
Yes, I believe they brought you along.
Yeah, you come with us to pick up.
Okay.
A while ago.
Only to
We'll have to leave digging there if you want to.
Probably in transit, Flogger's like, I don't want to go, my doors are missing. He's like flopped out in the van with like one arm out the door going, no.
But you're in the back seat of a sports car. It's very hard to get out of because it was a squeeze to get in.
But we brought you in with us to see SoCal in the bed in traction.
Can Flogger get out of the car the only way Flogger knows how?
Well, you just climb out.
Bust the door!
I'm pretty sure if you do that, Shadowstar is never going to go again.
Probably not.
No.
And, okay, this is why Dexter had to be in a hurry to get a new bag.
Because the last one lost its door.
Yeah, but I would much rather the vans lose its doors than the car loses its doors.
Yeah, but Dexter would much rather the car than his van.
Look, I could probably replace your van 1,000 times over for the cost of my car.
Almost certainly.
I'm fairly sure my car is like priceless.
So we're currently seeing SoCal in traction, yes?
Yeah.
Ah, yes.
Having had his back broken and 30% of his body in fractures after having the crap beaten out of him by Lone Star.
Noted. Lone Star's
Certainly, James was most concerned on the idea that apparently he's not able to have his implants work properly to allow him to get online, which would mean that he's stuck in this crop.
So Flogger notes down that Lone Star's like CIA number one, like FBI number one on the list.
Once we
Well, I think-
finish
Flogger's hit list consists of one. That's all he can count to. One.
And there are many things on that one
Everybody's number one on his list.
I have one things on my list.
Number
They
one,
count of
the-
one things.
Number one, the person who stole my doors. Number one, Lone Star.
Yeah,
And number one, the person who stole your doors.
yeah.
And number one, the person who stole my doors.
Because the other thing is, because he can't connect, he also can't tell us what
happened.
They do say that he should recover better in about a week. Just that he has gone through enough surgeries. They've pretty much had him heavily sedated to give him time to recover.
I gather that's why his eyes kind of glassed over, because he's so heavily sedated.
Conscious but unable to do anything. And they don't
Let
want
us know if you need anything, Josh.
they just don't want to plug him into an electronic device while he's not in control of his facilities.
So even though he's not responding, I'll move close to him and I'll say, because I know you don't like human touch, I'm not going to touch you. Plus, you probably hurt too much for anyone to touch you right now, even if you did. That said, I will be back again and we'll keep coming back until you're good enough for us to take you on. And we'll take care of you. We found you now.
Bolt will leave one of these trees.
So yes, you have found what happened to to Serkal while he was trying to get to you.
So, having left the extra credits with Nurse Parry, I'll put some extra money towards the doctor to help others, even though he's helping Serkal free. You know, he needs something to keep things going. And as soon as I step outside, I'm going to speed dial Harry.
Okay. So yes, you managed to get Harry on the line.
Please excuse me, what the?
For half a second.
What happened with
All he can find out on the system was that someone, roughly meeting the description you gave, had been taken and dumped at one of the doc clinics. No ID, no notes, no
location?
no information because he didn't have a active ID on him. He wasn't part of the system.
So there's no way to trace the people who did this.
He can try, but unfortunately, the not being treated as a real person in the system is a problem for him.
Yeah.
Such as he starts on his rant about how all the victims of the Jack the Ripper killing last year didn't come to anyone's attention until they actually killed someone with an ID.
It came to our attention.
He cannot coordinate this conversation before she gets in the car, or is it back or driving back?
Before she gets in the car.
Oh yeah, this is unfortunately because I'm just myth at the moment.
Because
Can I stop calling attention to his situation? We'll deal with it when he wakes up.
I was just asking if Harry knows any more information.
You're talking to the Fox about him. Stop drawing attention to him.
If
Hey, that voice sounds familiar, he says.
as Desmond's talking, I will get into my car so that Desmond can't hear me anymore and I can't hear Desmond. And I'm like, these people on the street, no bloody manners, don't know how to keep their business to themselves.
So
What
who
was
was
he
that?
saying about the innocent victims and the no IDs? I think he had a very valid point there.
Okay, he lets you change the subject. as you got back to one of his personal peeves.
Yeah.
As he goes on about the fact that most of the officers abuse their power when it comes to non-citizens.
Yeah, no, this is extremely upsetting because my friend, although, you know, a little bit mouthy, I'll admit, is very harmless indeed.
Because he does talk about many orcs without IDs being shot while attempting to escape, while still in handcuffs sitting in the back of a car.
Yeah, no, I've got trolls for friends, so, you know, I'm not the discriminating elf. And you're more than aware of my friend Bolt, who is very much not humanoid. So I believe in your rights. If you're able to come across any information at all, please pass it my way. I don't know that I can do much, but...
He does say he has to be careful because such investigations are bound to have accidents associated with them for those who investigate too closely.
Don't put yourself in danger.
Oh, he hates those sort of people, but they have powerful friends protecting them.
Just don't put yourself in danger. Might need to buy bird phones. Actually, I think I've got it in my list to get bird phones, so I might have bird phones already. Just got to get one apparently.
So the burner phones is generally associated with a fake ID because all
Yeah.
phones have to belong to an ID.
I bought a bunch of fake IDs too. It cost me like a few thousand grand. I've got notes in my book I've got to follow up.
Though you also know that the people you bought them from would probably be interested in what happened to SoCal.
The people we bought
Who you bought the IDs from.
Oh, so the mob people.
He used to work for the mob.
Oh, okay.
That was the people he learned his trade from.
I've got notes on the mob people too. But what I wanted to do for Dare's room is make a second phone call to my good dwarf friend Sophie, who actually knows how to. She's basically in SoCal's business. So can I make a quick phone call to her?
Okay. So, what is Desmond doing while this phone call's happening?
Oh, okay. Right, he was in the car. Desmond will be on his bike and be driving along. He probably won't necessarily stick with them because there's obviously no real particular reason for getting that touched up, and he could be annoyed to get a car. And he'll head back to the Baron, back to the apartment block.
Okay, so I believe Bolt and Flogger get back in the car.
I'll roll down or wind down one of my windows and yell, "Let's go get some ice cream for Flogger's sake," because he's not only been distracted from his master plan to get his stores back, but he's had to see his friend in traction. I know that it's not Bolt's favourite treat, but I figure
I like
something.
this misery.
And
Please someone rescue me.
I'll make the call so you're along the way.
Okay. So she does pick up.
My tears are like ice cream.
She goes, "Hello?
Hi Sophie, do you
You want ice cream?"
This is my friend in the back seat.
Oh, tears like ice cream. So is he singing a new song? I haven't heard that one before.
He might be writing it, which could actually put him into the music industry and make him pretty famous. Because who doesn't like ice cream except for the lactose intolerant? I was wondering if you remember me. Hopefully, I've done a few jobs with you.
Yep. I've got your number in my contact list.
Oh, I was wondering if you could help me out with a referral or maybe something you might be able to do for me yourself. Our mutual friend SoCal has been in a very unfortunate incident, and he is currently in hospital recovering.
I wondered where he went. I thought he may have bitten off more than he could bite on his last run.
Basically, some thugs got to him, and it is being pretty devastating. It also has left us without any connections or internet or anything back at our place in the Redmond Barrens. So I'm looking to try and see if I can find someone temporarily to help fill in SoCal's blank as much as they can until we can get SoCal back on deck.
Well, I'm sure I can do a little bit of work here and there depending on my other jobs.
Yeah, I'd be willing to pay. Cough, make Desmond pay too.
Just let me know what you need and I'll let you know how long it'll take.
For one, we've got zero internet access back where we are. Is there any way you can help fix up that network back at our building?
Possibly, though knowing SoCal, he probably had the system shut down and encrypt itself if he didn't maintain it.
Yeah, that's what I'm afraid of. But in order to either do more jobs or to continue our other jobs, kind of need access to the internet. Short of moving out of where we are, I need to try and come up with some sort of temporary fix.
She can put in basically a temporary node for you. She can't recommend using it for anything too illegal because it'll be easy to track.
No, the plan won't be to use it for anything too illegal. It'll be mostly just to do our standard runs for
Shadow would be quite aware that as soon as she gets out of the Barrens, it's probably got normal signal on the device and stuff anyway.
I was thinking more for when we're at home and the safety of our building. It'd be nice to have access to more than the various appreciation websites that are around, not just Desmond, but for the other members of the party. For instance, there's one way to keep Flogger amused, and that's by giving him the internet where he can look through his doors.
And could be effectively abused by putting something on loop.
Yeah, that's possibly true too.
So you end up with lots of music playing from Flogger's place as he finds the doors online.
Yeah, that works as well. I don't mind listening to the doors. I also have earbuds. I just think it would be useful to have access to the internet. And
She says she could set it up probably in a day or two, cost about 1,000 credits a month, and it would give you enough throughput for maybe 2 or 3 people.
Okay, it sounds like that'll see us through the worst part of SoCal's recovery, because they said it would be about another month to 5 weeks, so if we go for at least 2 months then...
She's happy to go month by month and see what you need.
Yeah, okay. I will make the arrangements with her to do that.
But she's reluctant to touch any of SoCal's hardware because it would most likely have booby traps on it.
Yeah, that's we're probably going to try and just set something up temporarily as an intermediate solution rather than mess with what SoCal's got set up. And I'll rent the gear required rather than mess with SoCal's gear. I really do appreciate that, and I'll thank you for that, and I gather we'll be home roughly by then.
Okay, so yes, you pull in, you've returned back to the Dead Shop building.
Yep.
Still got the Dead Shop building on the outside, even though Desmond hasn't been there for a month. Which is a good sign, because if it had to change names in that time, he might not have an apartment.
Oh.
I will follow through my promise and make sure Flogger gets his money. What flavour do you want?
They have a new swamp flavor. They've also got jungle dreams. They say it is very hot.
Well, I don't know.
All of them.
I was gonna say, I'd be, because if your door was flogger, I'd be willing to get you 2 flavors. Do you want to mix swamp with the jungle?
He is currently on mute.
Sure, why not?
Though the Jungle Dreams does have a warning saying some like it hot.
I warn Flogger, this will be very hot, it might burn your tongue. Does heat of that kind bother trolls?
It can bother trolls as much as it bothers anyone else. Not having things can make things spicier than normal.
I'll leave it up to Flogger to decide.
Though the fact spice is mixed with cream does give it a nice balance.
Do you like the jungle dreams?
Flogger still stands by, just like, give me a combination of both. Flogger upset. Flogger want ice cream.
Okay, so the Jungle Dreams does make Flogger cry. Though hard to tell if it's because he's upset or because it's just so spicy.
Oh, buddy. And what about the swamp flavour?
The swamp flavour does seem to appeal to him a lot.
Extra swamp for you. Does Paul want anything?
No, I'm good. I had coffee this morning, so...
Extra energy to run off.
I'm gonna get... I don't know... What other flavours do they have?
They do also have some basics of cookie and soy. They have the soyilla. They have carasoy.
Come to think of it, I had a really good coffee this morning too. I don't really need ice cream either.
Well, the general ice creams are made from soy instead of milk.
Yeah, I know. I'll head upstairs with my friends once these things. So someone stole your doors, did they, buddy? When did you last see them?
You just see Flogger in a corner crying. My doors.
Where did you last see your doors?
Before we went for the long break, I came back and they were gone.
Do you remember how?
Well, you do remember when you were in the junkyard about to undo where Topal died, that he did bring doors out of nowhere and use them to jump between places.
I see. So the doors work like portals to him. Had they worked like that for him in the past?
But he wasn't Flogger in control, pulling them out. He just knows that they've been put someplace else.
What about so his whole door collection disappeared at that time. So we think there might be lost in that.
Flogger believes they're in the astral space.
I blame Womp.
It's why Womp doesn't live
And that's why we haven't seen War in the last 12 hours.
Yeah.
Womp is number 1 on Flogger's list.
Yeah, but Warp's already been kicked off.
Yeah. Number 1, find my doors. Number 1, get Lone Star. Number 1, ask Womp where my doors are.
Sounds like
Number
Flopper
1,
needs
find
something
Womp.
to distract him.
Find Womp.
Maybe Flopper needs a lot to distract him.
Number 1, continue digging a hole in carpet.
Number 1, find. Number 1, find doors.
Number 1 on
That
Desmond's list, move Flopper's basement so that he doesn't dig through walls.
It's a one-step plan. Find doors.
What
How
do you
find
mean?
doors? No idea.
What do you mean move Flopper to the basement? He's already there.
Well, you don't think you actually want him digging in the basement? He may actually manage to dig.
Yeah, that's the point.
Listen, you guys defeated me with carpet last time. Don't give me a bare floor.
No, nobody wants to do that.
Okay, so what do you do overnight as not much is seeming to be happening at this point?
I'll go and spend time working in the community garden. I don't have much else to do, so they need hands and time. I will give them hands and time.
Does Flogger continue to find these doors? Or does he ponder how to find these doors and spend the night doing that?
Flogger doesn't have any substance how to find his doors, but he's going to find his doors. So I will probably spend a stupidly significant time pondering on the first step to find my doors, which is find my doors.
It does remind me of the old Dinosaurs TV show where a guy spends an entire day figuring out what clothes to wear for that day.
Yep.
Okay, so what is Desrin doing overnight?
Well, Declan, having got back from the street dock, he's going to actually try and contact Tatiana and first of all check whether or not there's been any attempt by the one that he kept calling to intruder, but Declan kept saying no, that one's allowed access to my systems. Actually, SoCal. A, find out if there's been any attempt from SoCal in the last couple of weeks. And then B, especially if they're in my type stuff, try and work out whether or not she has any way of contacting or getting in contact with SoCal.
Okay,
So I figure if anyone can actually get through and find out if he's actually available on the system somewhere, Tatiana.
So Tatiana does point out to you that there was an unfortunate incident with SoCal when he had accidentally attempted to hack her node.
So she might
Her node or my node?
And she believes he got some feedback from her system before she realized who it was.
So is that neural damage or back?
Neural damage.
Okay.
And has he been active at all since then?
Has not seen him online since that point.
It would be appreciated if you're able to do a search to see if you can find him, if he is active anywhere, and then I'll point her towards the fact that yes, he may be stuck in node somewhere in this vicinity. The street dock location.
Well, she says since he had basically got dump shock from being dumped out of the Matrix, he has not seen him online, but she did trace his movements about halfway out to Tacoma before he dropped off the radar.
Okay. Yeah. And actually, the main point from getting finished the idea, okay, well, if he is conscious, then he's likely to be on the system somewhere, if only to escape from his actual physical body and not be trying to deal with the pain or the painkillers. So if Tatiana is able to find him, great. If not, then it's still being a back burner time.
She does apologise for causing him dump shock, but she was basically offline at the time and was surprised.
Mm-hmm. Understandable.
Suggesting you might want him to stay away from her in the future.
Yes. There's an understandable situation, and she can understandable on both sides, from the fact that, hey, you need to stay away, it sounds like a challenge.
I think he probably, because he hadn't heard from us for so long, he was just looking to try and find.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Just look at the fact that yes, if he's got any access to the matrix whatsoever, he's not going to be in his body.
Okay, she says she will keep an eye out.
Yeah. And then. Okay. Basically. Yeah, assuming that in the time when he was away from the Barrens, because Stricklock was actually in the Barrens as well, was he?
He was, yes. And
you
would think that he was actually in one of the Barrens precincts, which is probably one of the worst Lone Star precincts in the area.
Yeah. In which case then, Deckler's going to go out for a ride into town and try and actually get a link that will allow him to actually find out what happened at the research centre, and also see if he can make contact back with the ancients, or at least find out what the invitation was that he didn't get the opportunity to follow up on at the time.
Okay, so while you're doing that, what is Bolt doing?
I was asking a question from just the stuff with SoCal.
Yep.
Could the dump shock have caused him to be unconscious, and then that's why he got beaten up?
It would have caused potentially some damage that he didn't want to plug back in again for a while. If you take enough damage, you basically better wait for it to heal than to connect electronics into it again, because it can actually cause more feedback damage.
Yeah, right.
The damage you take from a neural net can take a while to heal.
It could also be why he chose to physically go out to coma rather than connecting to the net, because he didn't want to reconnect up too quickly, so he thought, well, I was thinking about doing a foot reconnaissance, so I'll do that instead. And then he got caught out there by Lone Star, and then got beaten up and didn't have a way to contact any kind of backup or any kind of help, because he wasn't connected to the net.
And someone travelling by himself could easily have been beaten up by one of the Go gangs as well.
Yeah.
So whoever beat
And it's also the sort of thing that the chronology could even be the opposite way around. He might have got beaten up, couldn't walk around, he was stuck in the hospital. So he thought, okay, well, let's just jump on the net mentally. And he got bumped off while he was doing that sort of thing. So, okay. He'll be fine.
It does take a while to heal. So what did Bolt wish to do?
Well, Shadow's, sorry.
Shadow's fine.
So just, we're playing Baldur's Gate at the moment. The character's called Shadow Heart. So the names are.
Maybe that can be her next character, Shadowheart.
Well, if she's going back to help in the community garden, I will happily do some Uber Eats dog style.
I was also gonna get the contact details for the children of Socrates to chat to them about their offer to join.
Okay.
But I won't do that straight away. I'll do the work at the community gardens as mentioned.
Most of the work in the community garden is basically helping fertilize the grounds, basically putting in new plants after plants have been harvested.
Yep. I figure lugging dirt, weeding, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it's almost its own little ecology going here. She seems to have a cycle of moving through from one side to the other for harvesting.
Yeah. I'd take Flogger, but I'm really worried about him wanting to dig for doors and putting him in a garden situation.
Okay.
You'll end up with a big hole.
Yeah, I might bring him if Trixie needed a big hole dug.
Okay, so
Of course, you've got plenty of puppies to dig holes too.
That's true.
Desrin has quite a few messages waiting on his link when he gets out into Tacoma. And he's able to make some inquiries, but considering you're chasing around earlier, you think it's going to take a while for people to get back to you.
Happy with that, and exactly, yeah. It's basically, making those reconnections.
And you see that everything that happened at Lachlan Centre has been covered up.
Yeah,
That's not surprising.
Hey, you don't expect anyone to advertise A, death of a dragon, B, death of a CEO, C, that Lone Star was ineffective at capturing the people responsible. And
Oh, come on, they used to be ineffective, right?
yes, but they don't.
But also,
they don't advertise it.
and not to mention the idea of the death of the CEO, but also the massacre of almost all the employees.
That too. That's partly why they're bankrupt. Is the corporation has had to pay for the funerals of all its corporate citizens, including that of the dragon.
Uh-huh.
Can't imagine a dragon funeral was cheap.
It is not, because a CEO would have specific requirements relating the disposal of his body if he didn't want it to be used as magical components. Okay, so it will be Friday the 10th of February soon. So I'm just going to duck to the bathroom again while you think what you want to do in the new day.
Well, there's a few things on the list. One is go and talk to the mob people maybe about SoCal if we want to follow it up. I also want to talk to the children of Socrates, and I also need to restock things like stim packs and stuff like that I used up during the fight. I don't know if other people have got stuff to restock, but I definitely do.
Yep.
What about other people? I know.
Well, I say, Jason. Don.
I was going to say, I know, not Bolt. I know Flogger wants to find his doors.
But I'm guessing you haven't got any leads on that other than step one, find doors.
Yeah. To be honest, I wish I could help him, but I'm a little bit worried about helping him considering where I saw those doors coming from and who I saw manipulating those doors.
where Jack was a little bit concerned about helping him based on the fact of what he called the what happened to Liberty.
Yeah, yeah. And I'm not sure, but is from Flogger's point of view, does it have to be the same doors, or could we just start getting him new doors, but not doors we've ripped out of things, but doors maybe, I don't know, that we've ordered and have delivered?
If you're offering a second deck of doors, Floggers won't say no, but he'll still try and find the first one.
Okay, yeah, so I'm getting that he's really attached to his first set of doors, and I don't really want to start the nightmare for the rest of the party of Flogger ripping doors off everywhere.
We can play 2-deck blackjack. Don't ask Olga to count to 21.
No, that's okay. I feel like trying to order him a little custom set of mini doors that he can play with.
You mean a set of dominoes?
Kind of, yeah. I wonder if that would work.
Or just buy him a set of metal cards sized for a troll and call them doors.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm like. I wonder if that'll work. So I might put that on my list for the day.
Yeah, I hate the handle on them.
The morning comes through rather quickly for most of you.
Sorry, what came through?
Morning.
Oh, morning. Okay, yeah.
It's a rare sunny day.
I will go out where I can feel the sun and just sit in the sun and drink a coffee. Even if it's crappy coffee.
Well, and Derek's will basically be aiming to spend the day around town again, trying to catch up with people and make certain that we're not actually, like I said, persona non grata with the wider community right now.
Yeah, it'd be good to find out that.
And resupplying on bits and pieces that have been lost or damaged on the most recent run.
So I mentioned we probably want to restock, so I also want to restock stim packs and slap patches, and I think that's the main things I used up.
Okay, so finding out that your name isn't fantastic on the streets, but no one actually wants to gun you down at this point for money. Well, once you have had a bounty on you, people do look at you suspiciously.
But at least they're not saying the fact or the rumours about having killed our Johnson for a payday have been mitigated.
No, those rumours are still around, just that you're no longer being blamed for it.
Right, yeah.
As there are talks that you're involved with a dragon, so hey, all bets are off when a dragon's involved.
Mm-hmm. Well, like I say, certainly Jason's not looking for further bids at the moment. It was more a case of just confirming that we're allowed to have our faces seen on the street.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, he'll basically be doing that. Yeah, like I say, resupply, stocking up on equipment that's been lost, and yeah, trying to work this. As I said, when he did get his messages when we first broke up in the hospital, I remember there was a message, or at least one message about the idea of from the ancient saying, "Hey, this address or don't." And
You missed your colours inauguration, basically, and then you became persona non grata with them, literally.
Okay, because I couldn't remember what the actual event was that he missed.
It was your initiation ceremony.
Yeah, you'd missed.
Right.
You missed the big day.
Okay, so a week passes rather uneventfully for all of you as you get some restocking, catching up with your contacts.
I was going to say, did I get in touch with the children of Socrates?
I was going to add that in there.
Okay, cool.
This patience.
No, I just couldn't remember if I'd mentioned it.
You had.
It's less that.
Okay.
And the mob people.
So yes,
Sorry.
Sorry, I was just trying to get words out.
If it's not me, it's Therion.
You know, he keeps trying to butt in as well. Okay, so yes, you spend a week getting in touch with people, trying to get your feet back on the ground, trying to find doors, commiserating with lots of ice cream. And during that time, Desrin has found out that he might be able to get back in the good books with the ancients. Just that it's going to require a bit of a inspiration on his part.
You're going to have to do something impressive. What kind of things impress the ancients? I don't know. Killing a dragon isn't impressive enough.
Well, that got him the attention of them again, but it didn't automatically make him a member. Because if killing a dragon made you a member, then the ancients wouldn't last very long. He does get a 2-word message from one of his contacts saying, "Impress me."
Alright.
And while he's thinking about what he's doing with that, Shadowstar gets a invite to a chat group for the Children of Sophocles.
Okay.
Seems that they communicate mostly through text messages on a chat group.
This is entirely not what I expected, but very convenient.
They don't all live in the same city.
No, that's fine. I'll also visit SoCal every day.
Mm-hmm.
I'll take Clogger and Bolt if they want to come. I presume Desrin will just be happy to get news back.
Well, okay, they're certainly keen to get SoCal back on the road. But yeah, he's thinking more likely it's going to get communication through the Matrix rather than in person. But he'll certainly be visiting regularly as well. And because certainly he's kind of he'll also try and get in contact with Val and make certain that he's not still looking for us in Los Angeles or wherever we'd end up apparently being.
You have a message waiting for you from Val at the end of the week going, just got the message, had been offline hunting through the shadows of Los Angeles. There's a lot of rumors going around of a furry bestial creature making a rampage down here.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Reminded her a lot of Bolt.
Indeed.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
In Los Angeles.
Yeah. I assure you it's not Bolt.
Though it has resurrected interest in the Werewolf of Los Angeles. That old movie from back in the past, she says.
But I think they're definitely going for werewolf rather than Sasquatch.
Well, you do know the probably the romancing of the horror movies.
No, there's nothing romantic about being ripped apart by a werewolf.
No, but it sells money.
Oh,
And hey,
That they
it sounds like a love
romanticize.
story to me.
They do romanticize it a lot, whereas Sasquatches have managed to get themselves protected such that they've not been able to release any movies about them. That helps that they have a center of some of their culture based in Seattle.
Yeah. I mean, remember, Deadpool's a love story.
It is.
That's true.
She says she'll be back out that way in about 2 months. She's got a few deliveries to make
All good.
up for now that she's found that you're alive.
Well, I think you're okay. Sorry, I thought you were.
No, she says it's okay. SoCal footed the bill for her while she was hunting.
Does she know Salcal's in the hospital?
Well, she would probably SoCal would have sent Val off hunting before he went walking through the like getting beaten up. So.
That begs the question whether or not Desmond tells her.
No, Declan does not mention SoCal's current situation. Okay.
Well, we probably want to do it in person instead of while someone's through the Matrix. Okay, so.
Flogger gets it from. You know where your doors are.
At the end of a week, Desrin comes back to find a playing card stuck to the front of his door.
That'll be
Oh, goody.
I know 2 people who are happy about that. One of them is Wong.
So, any particular playing card?
The Joker.
It was the Joker. Marvellous. Is there any further message on the playing card?
Yes, the word soon.
Right. Declan will dig out the comm link, but I'm pretty certain he got left a comm link, didn't he?
You did. You'd left it in the apartment when you went after the dragons.
No, God, okay. He'll dig that out and think, well, going to interfere with plans to impress the ancients, or maybe not.
Hey, doing a job for him may just be what gets you membership.
Exactly, that's what I meant.
There is no one quite like Harlequin in the setting.
No. I just actually trying to think now whether or not when Desmond first met Harlequin at that party we're going through, did Desmond know, like, I was just a player, I was thinking, oh my god, what he got himself into now, but I can't remember whether Desmond had any idea at all. I can't remember whether we worked out he did or not.
If he has or has not, since then he's probably done enough research or spoken to SoCal, who's done the research and come up with a legendary elf known as Harlequin, who seems to trail death wherever he goes.
Yeah, okay, because that guy got to back to when he got this reminder, like, oh, crack. And then essentially go and try and find out more information. Obviously, probably not very effectively, but yeah.
So SoCal had trouble finding information on him, which told you enough that legends are about all that most people know.
Yes. And yes, the only thing that connects him to the ancients is he can ancient help.
It is known amongst polite society not to mention his name, specifically to elves in the know or any of the dragons.
Yeah.
That is something you did get from the research. It's a name bound to get attention if you drop it, and not good attention.
Okay. Get in the card, you'll get the comm link, and then probably can't make a visit to SoCal. Either going to just come from there, or probably get back to go, wake the fuck up, will you?
If I happen to be visiting Sokol at the same time, I will give Desmond a pointed look saying, he is not going to heal in time for you to get your internet back.
He was saying he was going to get in the car with you, so he would have been going with you.
Oh, okay.
Though you would also have gotten the node up and running from Sophie during that week, so you were able to do searches without penalties.
Well, have you tried the network that Sophie set up?
Oh, like that, no, I'm assuming that we've been doing basic searches throughout the week.
I see. Yep,
yeah.
Sorry.
And you get your...
No, that's right.
I was catching up on my notes because I've got feeling back in my hand, so I was half listening, half trying to remember the sequence of events that led us here.
So she plugged it into the satellites on top of your building and is given your apartments access, but locked out everyone else.
That's handy, but...
Well, they're not paying for it.
Yeah, they're not paying for it. I'm pretty sure we don't mind. They will.
So you've got custom terminals in each of your apartments that access it. They can't access anything else. They can access it.
It means the Stuffer Shack doing its normal business, because I'm sure Aztec managed to set up the connection within the Stuffer Shack.
Well, they've got a hard line that Aztec maintains.
So that means that people have been able to actually effectively make calls or check the link from the Stuffer Shack.
For Flogger's sake, if it helps, I'll get Sophie to do a little, you know, those virtual photo frames
montage,
where you get scrolling things. I'll get her to do like a scrolling door thing for Flogger to look at. I don't mean that in a mocking way. I mean as in to try and give Flogger some. I don't know what to call it, but yeah. Just to help try and make it
the animation would be scrolling and be open the door to find the next door behind it.
Yeah, that kind of thing. Try and ease his burden of his grief over his lost doors.
Though I would imagine he might try to dig in through the screen to get his door back.
I will carefully explain to Flogger that he can't do that. That this is just pictures of doors.
Look, you completed step 1. You found doors.
You found the doors. You just can't touch or hold them, but they're there.
Yeah. Now we got to step 2. Find doors. Step 1's going, find doors.
Okay. So, Desrin does get a message during that time on his phone saying he's got 2 weeks to get his affairs in order before. He's got 2 weeks. Just 2 weeks appear on his phone.
And when you say his phone, we're talking the phone they've got left for him, or his normal comm link?
The phone they got left for you.
Right. Marks.
And the message has no return address on it.
Have having when he first got the card, picked up the phone, went back to hotel, berated him for not waking up. They're going to probably go back and might be the next day or whatever type stuff before things really get to happen, or later that night or whatever. But yes, I think okay. We'll try chat the art and see if she can actually make any connections through the other comlink as to where it might go or what it does or who connects to.
Okay, Tatiana has a hack into your comlink and says, "Oh, your comlink isn't connected to anything. It's got no network on it."
Uh-huh.
It's got no software on it.
Yep. Okay. Well then, and obviously this is what happened before they found a message on the comlink, but then a week later, when you get the message saying, "Okay, 2 weeks," you'll try again with Tatiana. Okay. So where did this message come from?
She says, "What message?" It's got no node. It's got no connectivity, as far as she can tell.
It's all another.
Or it's such old tech that it's not on the standard networks. Just has to be old enough for it not to be connectable to most devices.
So this is Desrin's phone given to him by Harlequin.
Mm-hmm. Think of someone using an old Nokia today and still getting messages.
They took down the network, otherwise I would be.
Exactly.
There's quite a few of us who would still be using the old tech if
I
we could.
really miss my Nokia. I really do. Damn bloody telcos.
Okay, so yes, you've got yourself a timeline. Is there anything you want to do specifically in that timeline before you find yourself in an unfortunate mission?
Do I get any reply to my note for the sunflowers with SoCal?
You do find a message one time you come back, also under the flowers, saying currently incognito.
Well, they have my contact details. When they can, please get in touch. So I'll leave a message back. Swearing as I use up more paper. And I might actually use one of my burner phones and leave it there.
And it seems she visits about once a week.
Yeah. So I'll check how many I've got. I think I couldn't quite afford 5. I think I ended up with like 3 or 4. So I'll make a big note to check on that because I'll be down 1.
Well, you could always just leave her the contact information for the burner phone.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll do that.
Because that way she can contact you on a number no one's expecting.
Yeah. I'll do that.
Because basically she might not be able to use the burner phone because she wouldn't have the credentials.
Yeah, okay. I'll do that then, so that there's a way that I don't have to keep using up paper and I can somehow cross paths with her. Because I presume Womp is still resting, even though Therion playing Womp has gotten up and meowed and carried on and even got up on the table and asked for attention, but he needed too much recovery time.
Womp has been also away, saying he needed some time to recover.
So that's all I want to do.
What does Womp and Bolt want to do over the 2 weeks it's going to take for you to get your next mission?
Or Flogger and Bolt.
Yeah, Flogger and Bolt.
Flogger and
Womp.
Bolt. Yeah, Flogger
I
and
make
Bolt,
that
sorry.
mistake sometimes myself because of my brain. But damn it, not all trolls look alike. They're not the same.
but anything magical is Wom's fault.
Okay, we'll live by.
Yes. Long as not magical.
Also, just because I'm going to try anyway, when I do talk to the children of Socrates, I will mention what happened to SoCal and ask if anybody hears anything to let me know.
Okay, they they have a lot of outrages, and one of them saying, one of them got beaten up by police one time when they were picked up because they try to operate without IDs most of the time, because hey, if you've got an ID, you're in the system, and you can pretty much go down for any crime they want to pin on you.
Well, I'm angry, so I'm not letting this one go easily.
Mm-hmm.
So if they do come across any information or talk, I'll be grateful in whatever way they need me to be grateful, even if that means credits.
Yep. They will be happy to keep an ear to the ground for you. So, does Desrin have stuff he wants to do for his last 2 weeks, considering he's about to do something for Harlequin and he knows what that entails?
Wait a minute, this is Desrin's task for Harlequin. Why are we being asked what we want to do before we go on this mission?
Right. You might not even know you've got 2 weeks to work with.
No, that's exactly right. Has Desrin told us any of this? Are we clued in at all?
That's up to
Otherwise, I
Desrin.
might be going on a holiday.
According that when Declan got the 2 week Marco and Tatiana was not able to recognise that there was a message there at all, he's thinking, how long will it take to get down to Angel Grove? It's not going to be back for another couple of weeks after I contacted her a week ago, didn't it? Was she?
Yeah, she wasn't going to be back until long after that time.
Yeah, no, unfortunately, she said 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
Well, 2 months, I could
Yeah, so yeah, no, you don't got time for.
Well, I could explore the idea of thinking, even if one place to get out of the city a bit, to work with Tatiana to find out where the hell did my gear go when you arrived.
I like it how the cat's looking at the thing trying to figure out why there's no blanket.
He does that a lot.
Declan will actually spend some time in the depths of the Baron, playing with Tatiana to try and work out how do you get gear or keep gear available when he wears the suit. Maybe to do it in private locations.
Do you tell us at all about this mission that you're going on in 2 weeks? Do you ask?
You're not going to know anything.
So no heads up at all that something might be happening in 2 weeks.
As a reminder to Desrin, Harlequin did say he would have a job for you, and when he gave you the phone.
Oh, I hit the job. Okay, right. In that case, then, having been a week or so of downtime when people hadn't been doing much but getting big pieces, yeah, Declan will mention that. Not you guys, but I've probably got something lined up at time.
Because we might want to get.
Let you know more in due course.
Yeah. Do you mention it's the job that Harlequin? Because we were all there when he gave you the phone. Because it'll give us an idea of the kind of gear we need to get.
I don't think that'll make any difference whatsoever, but okay, if you guys are all aware that, actually, well, I don't know whether you were there, but you certainly heard the story from our face, didn't you, afterwards?
Yeah. No, the entire party was at the, except for Flogger, was at the party when it happened.
Yeah.
We weren't all there. Okay, happy with that. In that case, then yeah, okay. Yeah, remember that
Painted elf.
painted elf? That'll do. Yeah,
Harlequin, yeah, we knew it was
painted elf at the party.
Because
Yeah,
one of his,
apparently he
one
might have company in a couple of weeks' time.
Yeah.
From what I've known so far, from what I've found out about him, he's not coming to disappoint.
Upon hearing that news, do I have any more success in trying to figure out what it might be? I might consult more magical means.
Okay, so
Where did Bob go? Because there might be magic stuff.
I think
Well-
I've got a spell that allows me to kind of get an idea of like I get to ask a question or something.
you can, but that won't give you a lot about everything. Your
Okay.
best chance would be talking to your friendly neighborhood dog shaman.
I am doing a bit of community time there because I got the time to spare right now. So
And the children of Sophocles would also be people you could ask.
so I will take Bolt and or Flogger if Flogger would like to do some gardening. But if he wants to do some digging, we'll be very selective with where he gets to dig. And I'll go see the friendly neighborhood shaman and ask the children of Sophocles. If there's a local member, I'd rather talk to them in person. But if not, then
You find that the children of Sophocles have
not
Bas-
Sophocles, Socrates.
Socrates had gone to keep their own side businesses running because they had neglected it in their desire to see justice for their fallen comrade.
Yep.
Who was also their leader. So they're in the middle of also choosing a new leader amongst them.
Not me. Not that they would. I'm a new member, but
They are having some interesting discussions about that. And as you talk to Trixie,
Yep.
Talk to Trixie about Harlequin. Trixie does make comments about working with Harlequin when she was a kid.
that's interesting. Very interesting.
She doesn't recommend it.
I have a feeling I don't have much choice.
And she does say, from what she knows, anytime he's involved in something, it's world-shakingly important.
Well, that's kind of good,
And just as dangerous.
but could be bad. Does she have any recommendations for, I guess, somewhere where I might be able to acquire some magical tools that might help me in that endeavour? Because I'd like to try and keep Bolt and my friends alive.
She will look into it. She does recommend asking the children of Sophocles, as they have a better connection on the magical goods side of things.
Okay, yeah, I might ask them about
Each of them have their own magic shop in different locations around the world.
stuffs I can buy. Because I'm feeling we will need stuffs.
It's just a shame that their local chapter burnt down.
Yeah, it is actually quite not just inconvenient. Other than inconvenient.
They will know some other fraternities, she says, in Seattle that they can recommend,
I'll
which
ask
will
them
get
for that.
you access to goods, probably not at a discount, but still access to it.
Still accessible. And what about, as I sense he's on mute, our friend Bolt, are there any shamanistic magics Bolt can use to protect himself or to use to help in the kind of situations you found yourself in when having to be alongside Harlequin?
She says there's nothing that can protect you if it's your time with him.
No, I understand that, but if it's not Bolt's time?
If it's not Bolt's time, then she suggests follow what Harlequin tells you to do exactly. More to the letter of the instructions than the intent.
So literal. Bolt's good at literal. So's Flogger, actually. This is somewhat reassuring.
Yes, creative interpretations of his directions can lead to complications.
Yes, I imagine so.
He doesn't explain.
So just stock up on my stim patches and slap patches and make sure Bolt's got plenty of those for himself.
Take supplies.
Will do. I'm gonna need a bigger backpack.
Okay, and on the bright side, it's probably unlikely to need high tech, so your friend won't be needed on that run.
Oh, that's good. It's going to be a little while until he's better. I'm visiting every day, even though he's still not really able to communicate. I still feel him knowing that we're all there for him. I know it's important to Bolt and Flogger and Desrin for various reasons, not just internet capacity, I'm sure, that he recovers quickly.
She will see to it while you're away that people check in on him. Okay.
It's good for people who are unwell to know that they are cared for and that there's someone who wants them to get better.
Okay. So you've had good conversations with Trixie.
Yep.
Bolt. Does Bolt have anything Bolt would specifically like to do, having been told you're about to go on another run?
Probably trying to spend as much time with Trixie as well. Trying to learn a little bit more about this magic business, because Womp's been trying to instruct Bolt, but it's gone through one ear and out the other. Whereas with Trixie, he gets it a lot better.
Well, she instructs you in growth and maintenance of plants as a starting point.
Potion making.
So basically just like learning what I can from her while we have some downtime.
That is all good. What about Flogger? What does Flogger do?
What does Flogger do?
Yes.
Doors.
Doors.
So, sort of like Xanadu, but with Flogger.
Yeah.
Do we get big roller skates?
WWFD.
Do we give him big roller skates and play the music while he's going around his apartment looking for doors?
Yeah, I mean, if you want a hole in the wall, then yes.
Note the silence.
Actually, my agility's not too bad. I could probably do roller skates.
You could do roller skates quite successfully. You are an above average troll when it comes to roller skating.
Who wants to see?
Assuming you can find roller skates that'll carry your weight.
Who wants to see Flogger on roller skates?
I want to say yes, but I'm not sure. I want to see him on roller skates. I don't want to see him on roller skates in my apartment.
Come on.
And agility
I
of 5,
reckon Flogger would do better on a skateboard. It can do on wheels.
Shall Flogger pull
On
out
that
slide
note,
roller
I'm going to
skates?
give Flogger a skateboard and tell him it's a door on wheels.
That would be a surfboard, say skateboard.
That works.
Basically, a longboard is my skateboard.
Yeah. But I'm going to do that. Because I want to see Flogger skateboarding up and down the street as well as on roller skates.
Are we on the streets at the moment?
You can be, yes.
Well, if you're on a skateboard, yes. If you're on roller skate, yeah.
Either
If they're
way,
not getting in the house.
yes. There's no skateboarding or roller skating in the house.
I snatch the longboard in human terms, but my skateboard, and I basically go around the block, showing everyone my skateboard abilities.
Yes, and you're so good that cars get out of your way.
Perfect.
Of course, that might not have anything to your skill, more about the fact that you're probably bigger than most of the cars coming your way.
Exactly. The best thing is, I can absolutely kickflip a skateboard. However, will I go down the wrong way of traffic? Hell yeah, I will.
It's expected. To be
Yeah,
honest,
it's
we'd be
expected.
disappointed if you didn't.
And rumors go around the neighborhood about the skate troll.
Declan will also spend the time in the 2 weeks to pick up another van and make it somewhat workable for Shadowrun purposes, but he's not going to be putting any, not making any particularly special improvements on it, because hey, he's got non-expectations of it lasting very long.
Considering the last one.
Yeah.
That's right.
So does it at least have troll shocks on it?
Yeah, okay. It'll actually make it big enough and durable enough to cope with transporting the team, but recognising that, yes, there's a difference between durability for transport and durability to transport Flogger.
And Womp.
Well, no, Womp's not too bad, because Womp at least doesn't try and actively destroy the vehicle from the inside or the outside.
True.
You mean you don't go through a ute instead of a van, so there's no door for him to really break, and if he breaks the back tray, it's not a big loss?
Yeah, no, I think we need a van to hide him in, so... But we can have one of those vans with a limited amount of doors. You could go for one of those panel vans that actually has, like, the panel, the ute-type drop doors.
Yep, I know
And
those.
that way, hopefully, because they don't look like conventional doors, we could even go for like a roller door, and then maybe Flogger won't see it as like a deck of cards door, and the van will remain intact. I reckon that's probably the way to go.
Well, would you rather as long as you've got a surf rack on top for his skateboard, I'm sure he won't damage it too much. Is that right there, Josh?
Yeah. It's not so much a surfboard, but it's like it's double the length of, like, basically if you think of a longboard, it's not quite a surfboard. It's like half the size of a surfboard, but that's Flogger's skateboard.
Yeah, you're talking about longboarding, skateboarding terms, not a longboarding surfing terms.
Yeah.
A skateboard in terms of Flogger's feet is a mini board.
Yeah. But okay, what you're missing the point here is the fact that, well, when Declan, he went and got a van, and he would have gone for a fairly standard sort of van that I would on the street to pay that part of the thing, expecting that he goes lifelong, but then seeing Flogger on a skateboard, he's thinking, oh, hang on, I might just attack the tow road.
Good work.
And then Flogger could stay outside of the van.
Well, I've noted down Flogger has roller skates and skateboard.
So I don't need a roof rack on the van to hold the skateboard. Anytime Flogger's with it, he's on the board behind it. That's fine.
And it does mean Flogger now has a simple weapon on hand that people won't think he's armed. Hit them with
I'll
it.
always think he's armed. He can go.
I was going to say, hopefully Shadow Star gets lots of brownie points for giving Flogger the troll-sized skateboard.
Okay, so next session you will find out what happens when you get the phone call.
Marvellous.
As this was a bridging session showing that you have gone through most of February dealing with the fallout of the last story.
And that's right, and yes, getting things together and ready again to do the next one, whatever it might be.
And hopefully between now and next session I will have the XP sorted out so you'll be able to do some upgrades.
Well, we need to buy some gear, I think, in terms of going on another mission. I'd like to get some. I know there's some magic stuff that I can get that'll help, so I wouldn't mind being able to sort that out and having that handy. Particularly if it's going to be as challenging as working with Harlequin is. So far, it seems to be that if you work with him, you tend to die. So.
Well, you do know that Trixie has worked with him and not died.
Yeah, you know, but it's
Yeah.
a
Captain approves the rule.
it's a high risk job. So the more fail safes we have, as far as Shadow Star's concerned, the better. Although technically Flogger going double blade is probably fail safe enough in one respect.
I think what you got to fail safe from.
Yeah, that is. Bolt going werewolf.
It's not going to protect you from Flogger with 2 blades.
Sorry, what was that?
Something
I was saying it's not going to protect you from Flogger with 2 blades. But yeah, okay then. Well, thank you very much for that.
That is all good.
Thank you.
And just so you know, there is, in the Harlequin storyline, 8 mini-adventures.
By mini adventures, do you mean like 8 quests?
Could be, or
Well,
it could be related storylines.
Okay.
Like, yeah, from my memory of the thing from many years ago, it was basically, like 8 mini adventures designed to be interspersed among other main runs and stuff like that.
So does that mean we'll be doing like one main Harlequin run and then 8 little runs around it, or?
No, that would be 8 little runs for Harlequin.
Well, we're also possibly doing a main storyline, is that right?
Well, it's like, in some ways, but like in the original system, it was the sort of thing that the party wouldn't actually know you were for Harlequin until probably about run 7 or 6 or 7 type stuff. It was just, you got given these random tasks and wouldn't necessarily have any reason to connect them together until later down the track. So we've got the advantage. We know what we're going to get to.
The GM likes to subvert the storyline and give you different directions.
I was going to say, so this sounds very different to that in the sense that at the moment, at least, we know that we're working for Harlequin because he gave you the phone.
That's
Unless
right.
it becomes a situation of, was that actually Harlequin?
Yeah. Well, it's also the sort of thing that, yeah, if we were smart runners, we would have already run and disappeared.
I'm still considering that idea because technically I wasn't given the phone, therefore it's not technically my job to do. Joking, of course.
Though running with him is the equivalent of meeting a dragon or basically doing some other epic thing.
I was trying to make a joke based on Jeremy's, if we were smart, we would have run. I'm like, well, technically I can still run, right? Wink.
Yep.
Nudge, nudge. Know what I mean? I know I'm not going to run. One, I'm too nice and too attached to my group.
So yes, we can go to credits here and talk afterwards, but next session you will be finding out what you have in store for yourself.
Yeah, and we'll
Marvelous.
hopefully have the XP, etc.
Hopefully. So, back in a sec.